Welcome into the Cam Strick Podcast, episode number 268. Presented by First Form, baby.
And you fucked me all up with that. Yoink.
Well, you got to have the timing down.
No, but you paused too much.
Well, you have to have the ability to adjust. And
You notice I don't have my computer?
Thank God.
I just have my note. I don't like looking at my phone.
Here's Cam, like every week. We might as well just have like everything in front of the cans.
You can still see
I
me.
meant to tell you, don't bring that cup either. Like, you can't bring that cup. You got to have like a better looking cup. Like,
No, I forgot
styrofoam
about
cup.
it. I know, it's kind of cheap. I got to have a gas station.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck, to be completely honest with you. But I don't have my computer today, so if I look at my phone, it is what it is. Like, I got a couple
That's what I
notes
do
down.
sometimes.
Yeah, but looking at your phone, it just looks like you're looking at your phone because somebody texted you, and most of the time that's exactly what you're doing.
Sometimes
so
you
now
do
that we're not interviewing somebody, it's okay. But if you're interviewing somebody, you're always on your phone. I just feel like it looks bad, but no big deal.
What do you mean it looks bad?
Because you're looking at your phone.
Oh.
Meaning, like, I am more important things. People are texting me.
Yeah.
And in reality, that's exactly what you do.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
You know what I mean?
You know what? This is a podcast, man. There ain't no rules. You can do whatever you want.
I'm just saying what's rude and
we
what's
just
not.
have conversation, and the cameras happen to be rolling.
Do I look
and
okay
capturing
today?
it live. Cam thinks we're on like set of like like FS1 or something.
Good one.
You know.
Do I look okay today? Because last week I had brown on brown on brown.
Dude.
And I didn't even realize it until I went home. And I walk in and Kate's like, was that what you wore?
Yeah,
I go, yeah.
yeah.
She goes, God. I go, I know. I'm like, fuck. Too much brown. I was browned out. That was embarrassing on my part.
Well,
now I'm
you
blue.
should have
Now
been,
I got a little bit of
dude.
blue on me, man.
I tried
What's
to
up?
tell you yesterday.
She's
I tried
like, wear
to tell
this
you
instead.
yesterday.
I'm like, I'll wear that goddamn thing. What's up, baby? Let's go. Little normal brand hat. Shit, I'm okay.
First thing Cam says when I walk in, do I look okay?
Do I look
He's
okay?
like my wife, man, before we leave the house, you know?
I did go to a party and we're going to talk about little Ivy's cute little party.
Oh,
I
her
saw.
birthday is
Little
today,
cute,
by the way. I'll give Ivy
happy
Gray a
birthday,
10th
Ivy.
birthday special shout out to
Cutie.
my daughter, Ivy.
She is
my
sweetheart.
youngest daughter. And, man, 10 years old. Like, listen, that's a milestone
Double
birthday,
digits,
man.
baby.
That's a milestone birthday.
Double digits. Cute little Ivy, man. I saw it. Like, you had a little, slumber party in the basement. You set up little, tents for him. That was cool.
Yeah, you like
See,
that.
like, I'm a hardcore son bitch. But when I see Andy do stuff like that for his kids, it does put a smile on my face.
Oh, really?
100,000%.
You know, some other people said that too, that I got messages from. Like,
cuteness.
They were
dude.
like, my wife and I were looking at that. That is like,
It's cute.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, there's a company out here that does that. It's cute, but it's never cheap. You know what I'm saying?
It's never fucking cheap, dude. God damn.
So it's like I'm completely out of the mix. I have no idea. I have no say in what's going on. And like the tent shows up. It's in the basement. The car, they set it all up. They come back and pick it up the next day.
Cute little Ivy, man.
So can I
Happy
just tell you
birthday.
this real quick?
Yeah.
So one of the girls had never had a sleepover before.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we were a little nervous on how this was going to go down. Not even
Did
nervous.
she like wet the bed or
We
something
didn't,
like I used to do?
No.
I'm just asking.
That did not go down.
I'm just asking.
But one of the girls did not go to sleep all night long.
She couldn't do it.
Didn't go to sleep. So I didn't know. But my daughter comes up 6 a.m. She's like, hey, so-and-so wants to go home. Will you take her home? And we're like, oh, just tell her to go back to sleep. It's all good. Then the girl came up. She was knocking on our door.
Andy, take the poor girl
And
home.
she's like, can you call? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
She
so
probably
my
had something
wife
going
got
on.
up. No, she just hadn't slept all night long. She's like, I ate too much sugar last night. Hadn't slept.
Homesick,
So
dude.
yeah. No, it's like almost light out by now.
No,
She
I know,
made
but-
it through the night. But she was like, I want to go home and go to bed.
She missed
you
her
know?
mom and dad, dude. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
even with that age, dude, not because she didn't sleep. She wants to hang out with her friends, but on the other hand, she probably gets homesick,
Yeah.
man. She's still young.
But it's not 1 a.m. It's not midnight. This is like almost 7 in the
She
morning.
sucked it up
now.
and was like, I don't want to
She
tell
did-
anybody. I
Oh,
want to go
no,
home.
She was good. She
Yeah.
was
No,
good.
I get that, man.
Yeah.
At least she didn't piss the bed like I used to do.
That's terrible, man. At somebody else's house?
It's the most embarrassing
You
damn
did that
thing.
at someone else's house?
I pissed the recliner at people's houses, sleeping over. I'd be on the recliner, passed out like Fuller from Home Alone, and I'd be crushing soda like blah blah Surge back in the '90s or whatever the fuck it was, and I'd sleep on the recliner and I'd piss over the recliner. And then I'd get up in the middle of the night, call my dad, and he'd pick me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and everybody'd get up like, "Where'd Cam go?" That's what he left. That's what he left for our family. Urination on their fucking $2,000 recliner. That's what I used to do. That's embarrassing. My dad would come pick me up. That's what you got. I grew out of that, Andy.
You know,
I grew out of it.
every time that family saw you, that's what they thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's who you
Fuller.
are to them.
Fucking
Like,
embarrassing.
You're the guy who peed all over the recliner.
And he had an older sister,
like
too.
most people have it. It's like inherently built. Like it's like a switch where if you're on someone else's recliner, like you just will not pee.
No, I pissed all over the place. It was
if
fucking
you're in your
terrible.
own bed, if you're at home, it may happen. But if you're in somebody else's recliner at their house, they're not going to do that.
I told you, man, when I grew up, I had a speech impediment. I couldn't say R. I pissed the bed, and I had a huge gap between my teeth. Dude, I was all fucked up. But then you start shit-kicking guys, and your confidence gets there. But, yeah, like, as a kid, man, pissing on fucking beds. I can't say fucking R.
Yeah, but
Like, I'm
dude,
a moron.
That's not like abnormal.
You-
I think
That's
it's
a
not
trifecta.
exclusive to you. A lot of kids piss
At least
the
I
bed,
admit it.
and a lot of kids like it takes later in life
Yeah.
for them to develop certain
100%.
syllables and like speech.
Yeah.
And anybody who has kids who like go to school, like they always like they'll send like letters home being like so and so needs to have
know.
extra work with speech because the way she says the word zoo. It's like, okay, well she's gonna figure it out.
Dude, I
you know?
couldn't
It's
say
like,
R. I was like, Andy Strickland. Yeah, dude, really bad.
I
But
know-
I'm just letting people know that I
listen-
grew out of all that stuff. I had asthma really bad. I grew out of, so, you know,
Oh,
I had my
wow.
problems.
You
Yeah,
just
big
grow
time.
out of everything, don't
Yeah,
you?
kind of did.
Kind of grew
But
out
now
of
I'm a
that.
disaster.
You grew out of that shirt a few years ago too.
Is
I
it
think,
that
man.
bad? Do I look bad, though?
No, I'm kidding. Looks
Is
great.
it bad?
No, it looks great.
All right.
It's better than the brown, man. I'm glad you
know.
listened to everybody.
Yeah.
Because like I had told you, the listeners had told you, I heard from lots of my people
My bad on
up in
that.
Saskatchewan and Alberta, PEI, coast to coast. They were messaging me, Cam, like they always do.
So I had
And they're talking about what you were wearing.
I had a 40-year-old party. My buddy turned 40.
Your buddy turned 40. It was a surprise party, right?
Surprise party.
Was he surprised?
Not at all. He knew. I think he wanted to hang out with all the guys that night.
So you got on the bus and went there on the bus?
We just took a Suburban.
Uber or whatever.
And so like he showed up and he's like, hey, cool, my family's here. I think he wanted to go party all night. That was the thing, which is kind of stupid to even tell him that because then he's gonna be down. That his family was there. Anyway, the party was great. Had a good time. My mind was right. I felt great all night. Kate and I were shooting the shit. I'm talking to all my old school buddies that I went to high school with, setting up float trips on the Buffalo River with all these guys that I knew growing up that I haven't seen in a long time. So many guys, kids that play hockey, man, fucking call me anytime, man. I'll tell you anything you need to know about what's going on with this, that, and the other. And just having a good time. Even I could sit there and listen to people bitch about their kids, to their family, to whatever. And I'm like a therapist, and I sit and I could handle that. It doesn't bother me. But then, at the end of the night, Fuck Boy shows up. Am I going to say his name? Fuck Boy. We'll call him Fuck Boy. And he comes in. The first thing he does when he walks in, fucking Cam! I'm like, oh, God.
It's going to be that kind of
Fucking
night.
where's he, Cam? I'm like, God. And my mind's like, I feel good, dude. I'm jamming. Everybody's sweet and nice. He comes in fucking hot. Comes up to me like, grabs me, like, picks me up. I go, God damn, boy. Like, don't touch me. I'm like, okay, what's up, buddy? Da-da-da. We played hockey together.
No.
No, we didn't. You play with my cousin. You never play with me, but that's okay. You can tell people, no big deal. Loud. Then he starts chirping me. Then he's
Chirping you?
Yes, and that's fine. But I wasn't in the mood to have any rebuttal. Like I wasn't in like the chirpy mood. I was in a happy
Well,
mood.
it's not about you or him or anybody. This is about the guy whose birthday
Thank
it
you.
is. You know what I'm saying?
100%, Andy.
And I know you're cognizant of that because you will attract a lot of attention, but sometimes you want to go and just be low key,
Just let me be low
and
key.
not have all the attention behind
We're
you.
hanging
You know what
out.
I mean?
We're having fun. Kate's good. Like we're not fighting. Like I always worry about weird things around people.
Because that does happen.
It does happen. Everybody's drinking, having a good time, partying. He comes in loud, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, settle down. So I'm like talking to other people. All of a sudden, he comes up from behind and goes, and he picks me up like, ugh. I go, what the fuck are you doing?
Is
The
he,
fuck
is
are
he
you
a
doing?
shit kicker? Is he a big
No,
guy?
no. And I'm looking at his lovely wife who's good looking.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you better get control of this motherfucker. Like, get control of him now. I'm looking at her like, get control of this guy. He came up to me and goes, we're going to hockey fight. And he grabs me by the fucking neck. And
Is
I'm like,
this later in the night?
Yes.
Or is this all
And
like
I'm-
right when he
no,
first got
This is
there?
later in the night when
Mhm.
I'm just lucky I wasn't in that fucked up weird mood
Mhm.
with drinking whiskey or something because I would have killed him.
When you like broke your foot last time?
Yes,
Yeah,
he grabbed me
yeah.
by the neck. Like, let's hockey fight. This guy looks like Marty McFly because I had a goddamn zip up. I'm like, okay, Marty McFly. Chirping the fuck out
Who's
of me.
Marty McFly?
Marty McFly's Back to the Future.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'm like,
okay,
okay.
okay.
Like, I didn't even have a rebuttal. I'm like, oh, you're cool. Grabbing me touchy-feely, touching, like, I go, get the fucking control of this motherfucker, looking at his cute wife. I go, God, does he make money? I hope the fuck he makes money. Looking at her like, get control of this guy. Kate's looking at me like, oh God, is he going to do something? I look at her like, no, I'm good. It just was out of control. Loud motherfucker, touchy. Like, I can handle anything, man. I'm talking to my buddy's sister who I haven't seen for a long time. She's telling me about how, husband, this. I can sit there and talk, and I can talk to you about that. But once you start grabbing and touchy and loud like that, I fucking lose my mind. It almost ruined my night, Andy, but it didn't. I didn't let it ruin my night. He got out of there or whatever, but it was one of those where right when he opened that door, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a long one. Motherfucker.
Touchy
don't
and
touch
feely.
me. Just don't touch me. You could chirp all you want. I could handle it. But when you go and, like, you're just, like, hanging out and all of a sudden you get picked up by a fucking psycho and he grabs you and rips your shirt, like, fuck off.
Oh, my God.
Nutbag.
He ripped your shirt?
He grabbed me like this hockey fight stuff. I'm like, I'm going to hit him.
So how come your friends weren't like, hey, dude, like, you just...
Well, they were. It's like the whole bar's looking at us now. Like,
oh, you're at a bar?
Yeah. The whole bar's like, Jesus, Cam going to do something here? I know. The whole bar stops like, good God, dude. It didn't ruin my night. It was all good. It's all about my buddy. Mm-hmm. I sucked it up, and we're fine.
So how
and
did
Kate
you...
and I didn't fight.
Was this a topic the next day, too?
Oh, yeah. I was. Kate's like, you handled yourself well that night. I'm like, good.
She wasn't like, hey, was she annoyed, too?
Oh, God, yeah. She doesn't want me psycho. She doesn't. Everything was fine.
What would it take for you to get into a bar fight?
Someone to like, grab my wiener or something? I don't fucking know. Yeah, but he's not doing that. It's all about touching me, which is a weird thing.
We're moving
Just don't
on.
touch people.
Touchy and feel.
Don't touch people.
Seriously. Those are two of the three trifectas.
Don't fucking touch
What's
people.
the other one? Touch, feel.
Touch, feel,
and
smell.
Loud guy?
Just loud. You could deal with the loud guy, man. I get that. But when you come up and like put me in you put me in a chokehold. What the fuck is that?
I kind of like this guy. I kind of like this guy.
I'm chokehold, man. I'm honestly I'm a therapist talking to people and he's choking me out like. I'm looking at Kate. Kate's like, please don't. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking. And I kind of yelled at his wife.
You did?
I go, I might ragdoll him in front of you. Like I might just do that. Stop him, motherfucker. Anyway, that kind of sucked, but the night was nice. It was all good. It is what it is. I ate so much food yesterday on a Sunday. Oh, God. I ate so much food yesterday to a point where I get up so early, like during my radio show, God, I had to leave a couple times.
To do what?
To go to the bathroom.
Oh, my God. Today?
Yeah.
Because of everything you ate?
Yeah. I just, God,
dude,
I couldn't stop.
You'll go to the bathroom there? See,
what am I supposed to do? I'm like this. You've been on radio?
Dude.
And your stomach starts hurting. You're like... And then, like, you're, like, trying to be funny and talk, and, like, you're worried about your stomach.
It's a topic of conversation. every game day.
You don't go to the bathroom.
With the Blues.
You don't go to the bathroom.
Every game day in our studio, there's a bathroom back there.
So my shit's in that mug.
And I will never go to the bathroom, like, with all these people standing, like, right outside the
Hell
bathroom.
No.
In the other room. And people will go in there like it's no big deal. Like, they don't even care. You just see, like, the train.
That ain't me,
dude. People go one after the next throughout the course of the game. And I'm like, I'm sitting right here. It's the studio. Like,
go somewhere
I
else.
would never. So every time I walk in there, it's a running joke. They say, Andy, you going to go? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I go, won't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't go at school. And I sure as hell wouldn't go where you go at the radio station either, man. I can't believe you just got to hang on to it for a little while.
You can't just hang on to things like that, man. It is what it is. Lovely weekend. Dipshit boy kind of fucked me a little bit. It's all good. I worked it out. Everybody had a lovely time, man. And Kate and I didn't fight. Mm-hmm. We didn't fight.
You've said that a couple times now, so that is the biggest thing to come out of it.
It's not like, like it just, when it's a long night like that and everybody's just getting after it, like sometimes like you get triggered by different things. Ugh. Everybody's been through that kind of stuff, man. And it just didn't happen. We've been pretty good about that kind of stuff, man. But this son of a bitch, I almost dragged him out by his fucking leg, dude, and just kicked him out and locked the door. But it's all good.
Are you getting ready for the holidays? Like, do you get into the holiday spirit?
Kate and I are going to do, yeah. God, yeah. Hell yeah. My house is fucking Christmas Avenue, dude. Everywhere you look, Christmas little trinkets everywhere. Like, Kate fucking puts up lights on the house. Looks awesome. We got a bid.
You have lights on the outside of the house? I need to see those.
But she did that.
What do you mean? Like on the roof? She got up on the roof?
Fuck no. We're not going to. Our roof is like it's.
Yeah, companies do that.
Yeah, for $4,200. We're not going to do that. So she decorated all the stuff.
Not that much.
Yes, it is. For our house? Our roof, you can see what our roof looks like. You're fucking rolling the dice.
Did you get
about breaking your neck
Did you
on
get
that
the
thing.
estimate?
Yeah. So it was expensive. We're like, no. So Kate did a
I've got
cute little
Jeremy who
things.
does my house, man. Does an
Yeah.
amazing job. Does Gretzky's house too, by the way.
Jeremy, how much?
Big J. I could hook you up with
A couple
Jay.
grand. It's just we don't have that much traffic by our house
Yeah,
either.
yeah,
So
I know. But
it's
you know,
just what it is.
sometimes it's just nice to look at it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Although we have a couple of bulbs out right now, and it's driving my wife crazy. She's like, "You need to call them, have them come back and replace the bulbs." I'm like,
it's a pain in the
they're
ass
busy,
too.
dude. I just don't. I don't want to ask them to do that. Like they're already like doing somebody else's house. I don't want to make them come all the way back to my house to go put 2 bulbs in.
No.
I can live with that.
Your house looks cute, man. I went by the other day. It looks good.
Oh, did you?
Looks good.
Oh,
Now your neighbor's house needs a couple things.
well, that's the way.
You ever
they-
bang on his door and be
yeah.
like, clean this shit up?
Yeah, I have.
Have you really?
Well, because
Have you?
his okra is all over. Like,
Dude, he needs to tighten up a couple
'Cause
things.
I don't have any neighbors on any other side of my house, like behind or to the left, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I can avoid having that neighbor.
But you're staring
and
at
I've
him.
got a big fence, whatever. So no, I don't ever see them. If I'm in the backyard, I can't see their backyard. They can't see mine either.
I tell you what, if you guys know, you know, a Hoosier neighbor could ruin you.
Oh, can ruin it. Oh,
A
dude.
Hoosier neighbor could ruin your fucking
I've
life.
had the worst neighbor experiences in my 2 previous places I lived. I actually just the one previous place I lived. But when I was a kid, remember we had the guy who was the peeping Tom who was banging on my door.
That's
and
weirdo shit.
on my mom's bathroom window when she got out of the shower, and I had crutches on,
Yeah,
and I
you
had a
ain't doing
broken
anything.
leg. I also had 20 stitches in my lip too.
Dog hit you,
I
bite you. Or
probably got high stick.
something? Yeah.
Probably took an
You're
elbow.
grinding in the corners, man.
Probably
That's
took an
what-
elbow.
right through that cage of yours.
And so I was all messed up, stitches, broken leg, and this guy is looking through my mom's bathroom window.
Seth?
She gave the description, and the cops came. They were looking for the guy, whatever. You know, it was like a black beard, red jacket. And at like 3 a.m, the doorbell rang, and it was the neighbor wearing a black beard and a red jacket with the black beard.
Blackbeard, like the pirate.
And he was like, "Hey, I just want to let you guys know your garage is open." I'm like, "What? You're telling us that at 3 o'clock in the
you.
morning?"
No,
And
he just went through it. He creeped through your garage.
and so he did it. So we called the police again. They still couldn't like prove anything, whatever. Although he matched the description. Like if that happened today, and not like in the 90s or something like that, they probably arrest the dude.
he
like,
went through your
right off the
garage.
bat.
He's probably going through Andy's garage
Yeah.
like, I'm going to find all kinds of stuff.
And so then the
and he
next
found nothing.
the next couple days, it was the weekend, you know, and so in my house in the weekend, like it was always people were always over at my house. Like my mom,
He was popular.
well, dude, she'd be staying at her eventual husband's house.
Yeah.
She'd go. I didn't want him staying at our house. I was like, that's the rule.
He's probably scared of you.
He can't He can't stay at our house, but if you want to go stay there, whatever. It's fine. I was in high school, so I had all my buddies. We came back after going out that night. I was like, you guys got to come back with me in case this guy's like creeping around the house. And so we had 4 or 5 guys going through the backyard.
He still would have
looking
bagged
around.
all you guys up.
You think?
At that age, how old is that guy?
He was probably in his 40s. I
If
don't
he's
know.
creeping,
I
man. He's
brought a-
got something on him. You know what I mean?
Not back then.
Like a knife or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, maybe not. Of course he does, dude. If he's going around robbing houses and stuff like that,
I don't think
if
he was
he's in
robbing.
the game,
I think he was all like,
or
whatever.
he's
just going
jerking
through
off,
whatever
looking
he was
through your
doing.
mom's window. Like that sucks,
God,
dude.
it was Monday Night Football too. I remember watching the game.
Like, there's a guy again, Mom. You know, that's fucked up. A neighbor could fuck you. Like, they could ruin your time. You could build a beautiful house, man, even if you had a couple of acres, and your neighbors could be such Hoosiers. They're on their 4-wheeler driving through your yard. Their dogs are in your fucking garage. Their kids are crazy. They don't clean up their shit.
Dude.
Like, I've seen that firsthand. God almighty, the Hoosiers we fucking were by back in the day, dude. Me
The
and my
worst,
parents.
parking all their cars
Fucking
everywhere,
shit
working
bomb.
on their cars.
Shit, don't fucking
Hey,
fix anything.
you should know, man. If you're
Shit
that
bombs,
guy, it's not right. Don't be that guy to the rest of the neighborhood, man.
Dude,
you
it's-
got to have respect for your
They're there,
neighbors.
man. So you roll the dice when you live out in the country
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
area. You really do. Although Andy lives in Ladue and he's got the same thing.
Well, no, they're kind of like. Well, we have like our neighborhood. There's some like older houses that
Yeah.
that are still rentals, you know.
That's it. The rentals.
And there's a guy across
Yeah.
the street
That's him.
It's kind of an older house, not the best,
Yeah.
most appealing house to look at.
Yeah.
He's like a med school student, like from like Vietnam or something. And
Oh,
he like
really?
rents the house out. Super nice guy. He's got this little boxer that he walks around.
It's hard.
Just him and his girlfriend. But I wish they would like knock it down and build a new
I know.
one.
And
You
they
what
will
I'm saying?
eventually.
They will.
They will eventually keep up. And
What do you think of the box on the front porch for the delivery people
Cute,
that
dude.
my wife does?
so that is really cool. Like I noticed that when I
You're like,
went
what's
by her.
this?
Yeah.
Like Cam wanted a bag of chips. I said, take a bag of
So
chips
Andy's wife,
and a bottle of
who's a
water.
sweetheart, like leaves out like little like water and chips and stuff for people that drop off packages and stuff. That's cool.
Delivery
I
people.
love
Yeah.
seeing that. I do.
Yeah.
I chirp you a lot for things. That is cool.
She'll
So
put
to do.
candy and chocolates all
Yeah,
the time
that's-
in the not in the summer chocolates, but she'll put candy in the mailbox for the lady with a little.
That's
note taken.
thoughtful.
I know, man.
Yeah. My dad would leave beer for the garbage people and stuff.
Really?
Like that. Yeah. 6-pack if they're picking up a couch that they didn't have to or whatnot. You know what I mean? Or if they, whatever the case is.
Well, my father-in-law is like that, dude. The people that cut his grass, like he's bringing them food, cookie cakes, whatever. They don't. No one leaves empty-handed. You know how like at my house, whoever comes over leaves with a steak. I should have given you some steaks the other day. I can't believe I didn't give you.
I don't
any.
want frozen steaks.
What do you mean?
I don't eat frozen.
Oh, they're
steaks.
top of the line steaks.
Andy, I got a sponsor that hooks me up.
No,
I don't need
they're
your,
like the
no,
best steaks.
I got okay. You don't know what the
I
best
have
of
people
anything is.
follow me to my house, and
You don't,
they leave
because
with
because they're
tenderloins.
starving and they know you're not going to eat it.
They leave with tenderloins. My steaks that I have, they are frozen. But like, hey,
But why?
whoever, any of y'all come to St. Louis, man, come to my house. You'll leave with a steak.
Yeah, and he'll slow cook it on the Traeger frozen, and you'll love it. It'll be the toughest piece of meat you've ever eaten in your life. Your jaw will be fucking broken by the end of it.
Hey, I am having the Stricky holiday skate this year, and I invited you and
I'll
your
go to
wife,
that.
and you said you're coming.
Yeah, I'll
it's
go
on
to that.
Christmas Eve this
100%.
year.
I'll go to that. I'll go to that.
Yeah, like you already
my dad,
said,
I'm going to my
you're in.
dad's.
You're
I'm going to
in.
my dad's.
Bring him with
Christmas
you.
Eve. No, he's not going to
No,
watch
he may
Ty.
want to come.
No offense. I'll watch Ty. My dad wants to hang
You
with
get
me.
to get on the ice and everything.
My
and
dad
like-
wants to hang with me,
Mhm.
and if he's going to watch anybody in the ice, it's going to be me play with the alumni. No
Hey,
big deal.
A few
but
years
no
ago,
offense.
like not even a few years ago, we were skating at like 6:00 in the morning, like a pickup game. It's early in the morning, and Cam's dad shows up to watch him skate.
and my
at
buddy's
6 in
dad, and they're chilling, watching us
6
do
in
our
the morning.
Because that's what you do.
Like he was like 12 years old again.
Yeah, he likes watching me play. That's
It
what
is.
you would
Hey,
do the same thing, man.
You know what? I couldn't imagine. And all y'all hockey dads out there, like, hit me up. Explain to me what this is like when it becomes such a major part of your life, watching your kid play sports,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it just ends.
Yeah, dude.
How do you deal with that?
Well, you get on radio so they can listen to you on
John,
radio the whole
wasn't
time.
it John Butchergross who like wrote like a heartfelt letter, or like watching his kid play hockey for the last time?
Yeah, it happens to everybody, man. Happens to everybody. My dad got to see so much of me, dude. And you know what? By the end of it, they're like, okay, it's over. Like, I remember being in Nottingham and I knocked that guy out with a punch, and I hurt him so bad. Horrible knockout. And it wasn't dirty. The guy kind of hit a guy before, Adam Marsh or whatever his name is, and I knocked him out in Nottingham, and it's all over the
Was
place.
he tough?
Yeah. And I was so worried about getting knocked out after that because I felt like I was due to get knocked out in a fight. And it just was always in the back of my head, dude. Like, I'm going to get fucked up. And then finally I retired and my head was okay. I was so worried about getting like what fucking happened to Dylan Larkin. Like where your face is planted down and you're like, damn, dude.
Do you know
David Perron's going to get fucked on that.
Do you
dude.
know that
So you know.
if you get hit there's like a button on the chin?
Tell me about it, Andy.
Well, where is it?
It's everywhere.
No, it's like on the chin.
Andy, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here.
Is it
You
right
could
here
get
too?
Fucking temple?
Okay.
I could flick your temple right now and you'd be buckled, choking on your tongue.
No, like knocked out?
Yeah,
Because he
dude.
got knocked out, and the hit did not look that severe.
It wasn't.
So, remember Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston?
Yeah, Sonny got caught, but he was with the mob.
Yeah,
dude.
but it wasn't. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
With the mob.
Do some fucking research.
Well, what does that have to do with this story?
Because he was probably losing money. Sonny Liston.
Oh, you think?
And
He,
they- yeah,
no,
and
no,
he-
no, 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 no.
Yes, dude, that's a big-
You're buying into that conspiracy.
Well, yeah,
that
he was
faked
in
it?
debt. He was in fucking.
Oh, you're saying that's why he took the fight?
Yeah. No. That's why he didn't look like he got knocked out. And he
Okay,
got knocked
but
out.
this is my point, and all y'all need to know, especially
Tell us
all
about
the
fighting.
shit kickers out
Tell us
there
about
in
fighting.
Saskatchewan.
All you guys out there that follow Andy about this kind of stuff, listen up. Go ahead. Tell
So,
us.
so if you get hit in the button,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter how hard the punch is. So like Muhammad Ali, didn't really hit Sonny Liston that hard. It didn't look like it. People are like, oh, man, how'd that knock him out? People like you who are buying into that conspiracy, but he got hit on the button, and then if you get hit on the button, it can knock you out. Doesn't matter how hard it is.
We all know that. But there's also
Okay.
different conspiracy theories about Sonny Liston and his ties with the mob, and he owed a lot of money. And he could have faked that fight and faked the knockout to save his fucking ass.
Elon Musk is letting that conspiracy theorist back on.
Fucking Alex Jones, who's right about a lot of shit.
Did he lose all his money, or did he go to jail?
He's getting
what
sued
was
for $1
he
billion
on the
Sandy Hook.
Sandy
Alex Jones
Hook.
fucked the fuck up. Okay.
Yeah.
I like Alex Jones, man. I think he's fucking hilarious. But he fucked up with the Sandy Hook thing.
You don't agree with everything he said.
Fuck no. Andy, I don't agree with everything anybody says. See, that's the difference. Like, you don't have to agree with everything you
To like somebody?
No.
What if they're like not? What if they're evil?
Okay.
What if they're bad people? What if they're bad people?
Then you have to do your own research.
Is he a
and figure
bad
that
guy?
out. I don't think so. Everybody that I know that works with him, they love him. They love him. Joe Rogan.
Who do you know
loves
that
him,
works?
dude.
Who do you know that works?
I know a
with
lot of people that work with him.
What do you mean? Like
Some St. Louis guys that work for fucking them. Absolutely, yeah.
So like not like in the studio.
No, in the studio. They're part of that whole thing, yes. InfoWars, yes. Down in
Oh,
Texas.
I know that guy.
Yes, man, they all go.
He would go to like Austin, Texas, and stuff like that.
Yep. They're
Is that
part
where
of,
he's located?
Now, do I agree with all that kind of stuff? It's crazy. All the conspiracies. He was right. He predicted 9/11 to a T. Now,
Beforehand?
yes.
No.
Even Bin Laden, even the fucking Twin Towers. Yes, COVID to all this stuff.
Where do you think he's getting
He's
his
calling
information?
out a lot of people, and they're scared about it.
Mhm.
And the more the psycho crazies on the left hate somebody, the kind of more I like them, to be honest with you. But Alex Jones fucked up with Sandy Hook, dude. He fucked that up. These poor parents, the children that died because of stupid fucking Adam Lanza, whose mommy and daddy didn't talk to him. He was like just like a kid that just didn't have anything going on. He killed his mom. He had nothing going on. He's a spoiled little fucking kid.
Is he the one who shot up everybody?
Yes,
saying?
dude.
Yeah.
And his mom, I think, worked at the school.
Oh.
He got in, he fucking shot, then he kills himself like a pussy, like a coward.
So what did Alex Jones?
Adam Lanza.
He said something completely offensive.
He said, yes, dude. He said,
to these parents. Who
yeah,
lost
that
their
it's an
kids, man.
inside job and this, that, and the other. And it's such bullshit.
Yeah,
and
wait,
he's getting
you
sued.
Can't, you can't like him if you say something like that.
No, that part is god awful. But he goes on Joe Rogan and talks about he was so right about so many things that he drove himself crazy that everything was true. He's like, dude, I was so fucked up. Everything I'm thinking of is true because it started happening. But he was so wrong. And people can't turn their head on that. And I get it.
Yeah.
I think he's entertaining. Do you take everything at face value with Alex Jones?
What did he
Fuck
say
no.
about 9/11? Like beforehand? Does he say it publicly
Yeah,
beforehand?
he's on his show.
What
man.
is he like?
he said
He
this-
sees the future.
He said Saudi Arabia's got this going on. That Bin Laden's going to come over here. They're going to hijack some fucking planes. They're going to take down Twin Towers.
Oh, he
That's
said
exactly
that.
What he fucking said. Yeah.
He was that specific.
Yeah, dude.
Because we all knew Bin Laden was like planning something.
Did you, Handy? You didn't even know who Bin Laden was until I brought it up a couple years ago.
No, I
Who
think
are you
I think
kidding?
a lot of people.
Bin Laden and all these guys think that these terrorists are fucking these poor fucking. No, these are all educated, smart,
Not all of
wealthy. Bin Laden is wealthy
Where
as
did he
fuck.
go to college?
Dude, he went to fuck. He's educated as shit. He had 13 fucking siblings. They were normal back in the day. Like, there's pictures of Bin Laden with his family. Like, hi. Yeah, dude.
What'd you think about the presidents of those universities in front of the Congress? How they wouldn't like
Psycho.
MIT, Harvard,
Psycho.
and
Penn. She just stepped
did
down.
who stepped down first? Penn.
Penn. Yeah. She smirked at the camera. They couldn't answer any of it, dude. That was
Why?
psycho.
Tell me, because I'm watching this and I'm assuming legally or from the advice of their attorneys, the fact that all three of them were saying the same thing,
There's a hierarchy.
that it
telling
could be
them.
considered
It's called
harassment or whatever.
DEI.
Like
It's
they
these DEI corporations.
were asked by the same question. They're asked the same question by
They said the same answer.
by this
We-
congresswoman, right?
Things need to happen first. No, they don't. No, you don't. Things don't need to happen first to have hate
It was like
speech.
about the persecution of Jews.
Fuck, you
or
talk
whatever.
about you tell somebody the wrong pronoun, you're gonna get fucking booted. These guys they're talking about fucking abolishing the Jews, and they're like, well, what about this? And they're like, well, nothing's happened so far. Like, what? What?
So Penn stepped down,
Yep,
and so MIT and Harvard.
they're in the process. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. But
How
they
come-
got
but-
fool. They
but
got. They
explain
look like
to me why
fools.
they wouldn't answer the question differently, and why
Because
they all answered it the same way. Because they had
there's
to
a
have
hierarchy.
colluded with one another to do that.
Because when you're a college
Mhm.
and you have government funding,
Mhm.
that means they own you.
Even those schools
Fuck
who
yes.
have more money than
If you have government funding and you rely on government funding,
Mhm.
that means that hierarchy, whatever they're saying to you, you need to do. That's what sucks. There's some schools that don't.
Mhm.
And they're like, fuck, we're going to teach our kids whatever. But once you have the hierarchy that funds you, now they own your fucking balls.
Okay, so let me
man.
ask you this. Do you blame people who do what they have to do to stay employed, to keep their job, to continue to get paid, even if they don't believe it, but they have to
Depends
they
on
have
what
to
it
take
is.
that company line, man.
Depends on what it is.
So like these
Okay, let me give you an
presidents,
example.
for example.
If you work for the Blues,
Mhm.
Andy,
Mhm.
and you know something's going down in the locker room, whatever, and we're like, fucking Shinner, Braden Shin's our leader, or Braden Shin did this. And you're like, no, I just, like, sometimes you gotta toe the line, man, because
Yeah.
you're a part of that.
Mhm.
But when it comes to anti-Semitism
Yeah.
and, like, what's going on in these college campuses, and you don't denounce that,
Dude.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
All that, you know what? Because even if you lose,
Smirk on
you're,
their face,
you're the
too.
president of Harvard. If you come out and we're like, fucking right, absolutely.
Yeah, no, you
like,
can't do that with Islamophobia, too.
And let
Yep.
them fire you. You're going to be a hero to so many people
And
because you're the only person that would
They don't
speak up,
care.
and you would get a job at any other university in the country.
There's a lot more
okay?
to it, Andy, and we don't even need to get into it. But that's how they don't care. They think there's a victim and there's
Would
an
you,
oppressor.
If your
Listen,
kid was a really good hockey player, would you let him play for
it-
Harvard? Would you let him go there? Now?
yeah, I would have him go to Harvard, and
would
then
still.
my kid he would grow up and he would understand what's right and what's wrong,
Mhm.
and how to think on your own, and not have some weirdo fucking professor embed some weird ass,
Yeah.
some sort of vision in your head.
What kind of representation do you think this is from those presidents on those actual universities?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, do you feel like that's
No,
the
I
tone
think-
of the entire university?
I think that's the tone of them.
Mhm.
They think there's a victim and there's an oppressor. And if Israel has the war machine and they're doing better, then no matter what, Hamas and Palestine are the victims, even though they started it and they came over and they kidnapped a bunch of people, rape, all that fucking shit. Doesn't matter. They're the victim because Israel has more money.
I see.
Israel's better than them.
Mhm.
These guys are the victims. How dare you victimize these poor people?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's fucking Hamas, and they're coming in, they're kidnapping people. So there's no matter what Hamas does, Israel's always the oppressor because they're doing better
Mhm.
and they have a bigger more power and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's very odd.
More world support.
Yeah, for the most part,
Mhm.
there's a lot of people don't like Israel,
Mhm.
but we do. Our little tiny nation in the middle of fucking shitville.
What do you think of like the NHL? They're going to have that international tournament, and it's only 4 countries. Like if I'm a European player, it's like,
Russia's not in it.
well, Russia's not in it now.
Who's not? Who else is in it? What about Finland?
Oh, Sweden and Finland.
Sweden
are in
and
there.
Finland,
Yeah. But,
Germany?
like no Germany.
Why?
No Czech Republic. No
Really?
Slovakia.
No Chechnya?
Like put
Czechia?
a team in there that includes these players that make you a lot of money. This is an NHL sanctioned tournament.
Yeah.
Include all NHL players. That's just the way I look at it.
I agree with that.
You know, and I'm all for an international competition tournament. I mean, I love it more than anything. I love watching USA play Canada and whatever, you know, but this feels kind of made up when you only include 4 countries. It's like LeBron popping bottles after he wins that mid-season tournament. He's like, these young boys had never done this. I'm like, what? You're literally like goggles on, Cam.
Put goggles on.
And
Time out. Put
and
goggles on.
no, but they're popping
I
champagne
know, I
for a
saw it.
mid-season tournament.
Hey, but
But I'm all for an international tournament. Listen, we've been crying it, and so I don't want to be critical of it. But something doesn't feel right when you've got some of the best players in the league who won't even be included in this tournament. You got 4 countries. Come on.
I think it's ridiculous. To be fair.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
4
Include
countries.
everybody.
Include everybody. Like, let's go or figure something out.
And you don't even know if
Are
you're
they
going
going
to
to
be
do
in the
under 23
Olympics.
team? Are they going to do this? What are they going to do?
Because they've got the issue with the arena and stuff like that. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
But to be fair, and I don't give a shit about the NBA. I don't give a fuck about basketball, to be honest with you. I like college basketball. Fine. It's all good. Final Four. I don't give a fuck. But they boosted up viewership 25% because of the in-season tournament for NBA.
Oh, it's been good.
It's been good.
Really?
Because people apparently don't watch NBA until Christmas time. And so when they had this in-season tournament, 25% more people watched.
Okay.
So does it work with the NHL? I don't know. But in the NBA, it certainly did. Do I think it's goofy?
Mhm.
Yeah, goddamn right. The weird fucking court, different. It's
Do you
like,
think
oh,
it-
cool, they made $1 million. Why
Right.
am I celebrating that?
Right. And
I don't
like
give a fuck
a
if they
lot of
make more
people
money.
who watch the NBA, they would just really get into that. Plus, the players were all representing their cities and the individual teams. So, like Lakers players were wearing Lakers jerseys. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like in this situation where I don't know. Do you think it'll have the same impact on hockey fans? I mean,
No.
it's international. It's not like the Blues are playing, the Chicago Blackhawks or something in the tournament. You know what I mean?
Well, that's but still like the NBA is that way. You're
I
just
know.
playing the Hawks or whatever.
Right.
And
So that's what I'm saying. And so
I don't think it
people
works in
got
hockey.
into it.
They did. They got into it.
Would they get a 25% boost if it was like Lithuania playing USA and you had France and Canada in there, like in an international tournament?
I would think
Yeah.
you wear USA on your jersey. You
Yeah.
fucking A, right? People are gonna or Canada on
like a
your jersey.
mid-season tournament.
Yeah, that's
you know?
different.
Yeah.
In my opinion, for hockey people.
Mhm.
Now, again, it worked in the NBA. But in hockey, I think if you have something where the Canadians
Yeah.
play, but you're going to
But
tack
those-
on more games
But
with
these
these
to
guys.
me aren't NHL games. It's an international tournament. It's different. It's not It's not like you're watching NHL games. Where the NBA mid-season tournament, you're like watching NBA games.
It's an
you know?
NBA. It's nothing different.
Yeah,
Besides,
yeah.
if they win that, they win $1 million.
Right. Right.
How stupid.
So I mean,
But it
listen,
worked. So
I'm
it's
all
like-
for internet. I love the World Cup.
Me too.
You
I
want
want
to you want to
USA.
pause the season
Yeah,
and
dude.
have a chance, hopefully, to see Patrick Kane play with Matthew Tkachuk and Eichel and Matthews, and watch USA do their thing. Because in reality, USA just Canada's going to have a hell of a roster too, man. But USA is going to have
Well, they got better goaltending.
they're
I'll
going to
tell you
have a
that
great
right now.
roster, and it's going to be compelling. We'll all watch. It's going to be exciting, but I don't know, man.
I'll watch that World Juniors, baby.
These Russians are hated by so many people throughout the world, Cam. The country. Not the NHL players, but the country.
Mhm.
I just had Elliot Friedman on my radio show. He was talking about that. When he went over to Sweden for
When?
the NHL games that were
Yeah.
over in Sweden.
Oh, yeah, okay, earlier this
said-
season.
And I think prior to the season, though. It wasn't for the NHL games. It was prior to the season, maybe. And, they were sitting down. Maybe they had their media day for European players. You know how you
Yeah.
have your media day that's in the States for North American players? And he did a sit-down with, like, Nylander and some of that stuff. But he said, I didn't realize until you go there how hated the country of Russia is by all of the other European countries.
Well, Putin's a bad guy. Putin's a weird dude. Smart man.
But if you're a Russian player playing in the NHL and you're just, like, exiled kind of you're excluded from
Do you think
the group?
Alexander Ovechkin walks around Washington and people are heckling him? I doubt it. Do you think, unless you're like that dipshit boy that chirped the cop and told him you're going to kill his fucking family, yeah, he's going to get exiled. But do you think any of these Russian players, when they walk around town in any one of their cities, are getting treated like shit by Americans? I doubt it.
I just think
I
about all
doubt it. I could be wrong. but I
I've
doubt
gotten
it.
to know a guy like Pavel Buchnevich very well.
Yeah.
He's like one of the best people I've ever met, man.
I wish he spoke better English. We'd
I
have him
know,
on.
I know.
No offense.
No,
it
but
is
he'll
what it
come
is.
on, he said.
Get him in.
We'll have him in
live.
right here, dude. He'll
Like, what's up, motherfucker?
he's cool as shit.
Yeah.
And you'll understand what he's saying, People
Yeah,
will
I'm
just
just
have
saying.
to figure it out. Maybe we'll put subtitles in there, like.
Well, yeah, it'd be hilarious. You know what I
But
mean?
and Barbashev, great guy, Tarasenko,
Barbie,
like
yeah.
all these guys you get to know, man. I don't know, and they're not allowed to. It can't be a great feeling that you're just not allowed to participate in like a league event like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, their country's in a weird spot.
Yeah, the country put them in that position. That's why I think
And
like
the media did too. with
having a
different
world
things as well.
team is okay though.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird situation, very complex. Ukraine-Russia thing, dude. There's a lot more than, if you really do your homework on it, if you really break it down, there's a lot more than you think.
Of course
just
there
so
is.
you know.
It doesn't excuse what's going on.
And like
or
now
anything, man.
people are also getting pissed off that we're sending so much fucking money over there that we don't know. It's not accounted for. Hundreds of billions of dollars. It's not where'd it go? Are we giving weapons to Iran? Like sometimes are they selling weapons to North Korea too? Like what's going on? Like very weird stuff. Do you trust Zelensky? Are you fucking nuts? Ukraine is the most corrupt country in the league. We're sending them billions and billions, not to mention like
Still
Hunter
doesn't
Biden.
make it right what Russia has done.
Do you know the
but-
ins and outs? What's going on
I
with
mean,
that? Do you? Like seriously? Like do you know?
I will admit in the Russian-Ukraine. I mean, if it was a row,
You're gonna send Ty when he turns 18 to go fight a fucking war in Ukraine?
Am I?
Do you want to do that?
Why are you asking it like that?
Well, what do you mean? Like, what do you want to do with
you
this
know
situation?
that answer to that question.
Hell no, you don't. I'll answer it
but
for
it's
you.
not just that it's Ukraine. Probably anywhere, to be honest with you. I mean, listen.
It depends on where. It depends
and
on. Like,
there's
no
a
offense.
special type of people
Israel's
are
our
in the
ally.
military, man.
So we are going to protect them.
Yeah.
They're our fucking ally. We need them, dude. We absolutely need them. Ukraine is a different animal with different things, man. I feel bad for the people, but fuck, man. We want people to stop dying. We need to end this thing. Make some sort of fucking deal. Absolutely. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? So
have things quieted down there at all?
Funny how that works. We don't know. I don't believe a fucking thing I see from video to anything when it comes to the Ukraine-Russian war. I don't. I don't trust any of them. Not to mention it, some Israel fucking propaganda, the Hamas propaganda.
Oh, of course.
It's all fucked. Even Israel, too. They're all doing the same shit. It's hard to look at video and look at Twitter and try to figure out things because a lot of it's bullshit.
But that goes for a lot of things.
Well, it just started happening now.
Yeah,
because you could
social media.
You
man,
could dock
like,
anything. You could edit anything. It's
Cam, for a lot of people, that's
Yoink!
the coverage they get is on Twitter. It's not going to
It's
like
so funny. Like
Fox
you're in such
News
a war,
or
but yet,
CNN.
like
they go to Twitter for their coverage.
Yeah, I know, but you can't believe everything you see.
So
And it's so funny how like Ben Stiller is going to Ukraine and celebrating in Ukraine about this, that, and the other. What? Isn't that a war-torn country? You're bringing celebrities there?
He probably got paid to.
Interesting.
I ran into Ben Stiller one time walking his dog on the streets of New York City. I ever tell you that story?
I thought it was hardcore over there. What, you got all these celebrities, you're talking about this. Zelensky's wife's hanging out in fucking Italy, shopping. Where'd this money go?
Hey, did I tell you the story?
Are we helping them?
How I ran into Ben Stiller on the streets of New York City.
No.
Did I ever tell you that one?
I'm sure it's unbelievable.
He was
I'm sure the fans want to hear about your stories.
He was walking a dog.
Yeah. Did something happen? Did he fall? Did he hit by a car? What happened?
He's jacked, dude. I would never recognize him. My wife did right away, and she said, "Hey, Ben." He said, "Hi, how you guys doing?" Very close friend of mine.
It's all good, man. Who else did you see and said hi to, and nothing happened?
Well,
let's break that down. We don't want to talk about David Perron getting 5 games, 7 games, 10 games. Let's talk about Ben Stiller nodding his head at you in New York City.
Hey, so you want to start with that one?
Yeah, man, that's a big fucking story, dude. That's our goddamn boy. We love David Perron. Yeah. That whole thing was fucked. Anytime you see fucking Dylan Larkin, your leader, on the ice like this, like fucking choking on his tongue, like god damn.
So your initial reaction right away, you turn around and you just it's like anybody's game, and especially the one guy that's closest to the scene of the crime, which Artem Zub was the closest to the scene of the crime. If David Perron knew that it wasn't him, he probably doesn't go directly after Artem Zub, but I think he just kind of
lost his mind.
He saw his buddy and the kid. David Perron's 35, 36 years old, man. He's a veteran guy. He loves his teammates, man. He'll stick up for his teammates.
You don't cross-check somebody in the head.
It's embedded in the way he's been brought up as a hockey player to protect his teammates. Now, you're right. You don't cross-check somebody in the head, and he probably would tell you that right now, too.
Okay, so and I love Perry, man. I grew up playing with Perry. He was very immature when he was 18 years old. The guys on the team were fucking pissy with him. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? I always loved him. He was my roommate. Walt would yell at him, very cocky. And then he matured more than any hockey boy I've ever met in my life.
Seen.
He became a fucking man and was awesome and a leader and didn't just toe drag guy. Then he became mean, like sticking up for his teammates. Yep. He wanted to kill Gaudreau when he fucking ran over Bennington.
Involved after
he
the
would
whistle
fight guys.
was
He would
shit
do
all
this.
the
He
time.
would piss people off. Like he turned into a man, like more than anybody I've ever met. Competitor,
man.
Competitor, leader, winner is what he is. But he fucked up.
Yeah.
You don't ever cross-check somebody, even little Ty. Like if you're gonna do anything, man, there's other ways to do it. You fight the guy, whatever the case is. But when your leader gets hit in a weird way, you can even if you go back and watch it, you're like, what really happened? We don't know. Sonny Liston, whatever we're talking about earlier with Muhammad Ali, he fell, he's out. Perron should have grabbed him and fought him if he's going to do anything. But you take your stick, a weapon, and you cross-check somebody right in the goddamn jawline. He could have fell down and did the same thing as Dylan Larkin. Now where are you at? Now you got 2 guys knocked out.
Okay, let's break down the play here, though. Okay, so Larkin gets hit by Joseph from behind. It kind of caught him in a weird spot.
Yeah, but
I think it was the contact with Parker Kelly that knocked him out.
kind of hit him.
All of a sudden from the front. And
Yeah.
to my point, what I was getting at before, telling you about getting knocked out,
Tell me more about it. Yeah.
that even though the optics may not be like it wasn't a big roundhouse punch, but he came in with his glove and got him right in that spot.
Yeah,
And
sweet spot.
you could almost see his body begin to collapse after he took the contact from Parker Kelly. And I think, and Kelly got a penalty on the play as well, right?
Yeah, they both.
So did Joseph. David Perron obviously got ejected from the game. But I think it was the contact from Parker Kelly that led to Dylan Larkin being, laying unconscious
Yeah.
on the ice, and then
It's
David
terrible.
Perron retaliated. You know what's interesting, Cam? How about the fact that, and we've had Alan Walsh on the podcast
Yeah.
before, right?
Yeah.
Alan's probably the most vocal guy
Of
on
any NHL
Twitter
agent, yeah.
of any agent. There's nobody that's even a close
Boris
second,
is different.
okay, of hockey agents.
Of hockey.
There's nobody that's even a close second. But he's been talking and pounding and going to the punching bag over and over and over and over again about CTE and hits to the head and head contact and going after Gary Bettman all the time. What do you do now if you're Alan Walsh? You're not saying a whole lot now. It's like now one of the most talked about instances and hits and whatever you want to call it of the season involves his own player.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't see Alan Walsh talking about this one
He didn't tweet anything out?
on social media and on X and whatever, talking about this one. Because he's got to have his guys back, and I get it, man. I didn't come out and go after David Perron either, man. David Perron's one of my favorite people in the National Hockey League, so I
mine
didn't
too.
go after him. He knows he probably shouldn't have done it. He's going to have an in-person hearing if he wants it, whatever. He could get suspended more than 5 games.
Probably
But
is.
if I'm the Department of Player Safety and if I'm Gary Bettman and I'm the NHL and I'm like, this motherfucker's been coming after me for years and
Yeah.
years and years on social media. Now it's his guy. David Perron could potentially get an extra game or two just because he's Alan Walsh's client.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like, they're fucking coming after us all the time. Department of Player Safety this, concussion this,
Yeah.
Gary Bettman, you suck, you're this, you're the worst commissioner in the
Calls
history
him
of
out.
hockey.
Yep.
Calling him out all the time,
Yep.
and now it's his guy. So let's hope that doesn't happen and they don't look at it and hold it against David Perron because he's represented by Alan Walsh, who's done a great job. And listen, I will say this. I talked to NHL GMs. I've asked in the past, most of them really like Alan. He's done a great work for his clients over the years, so I'm not really chirping him in this situation. But he is very loud on Twitter. He's gone to the punching bag over and over and over again. Now it's his client who's committed probably one of the most violent stick infractions we've seen in a little bit of
What
time.
did Jamie Benn get last year? Remember Jamie Benn? Who'd he cross-check at? I think it was in the playoffs. Yeah, it was in the playoffs too.
Oh, he got suspended. He cost basically
Fuck it.
Dallas the series.
I know. He just lost it. And he
Lost
went
it.
down on the guy. Went
Oh,
bam.
yeah.
Yeah, Perry's gonna get something, dude. You can't shit, man. Like, think about what Marty McSorley did back in '98 when he was playing for Boston and he smacked fucking Brashear right in the head. And Brash was playing for Canucks at the time,
Mhm.
and he just caught him like, dang. Like, what's the difference between that and cross-checking guy? Like,
I don't know, but you know what?
it's your weapon, dude. It's your weapon.
It's never worth it because number one, you lose money,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna get suspended. You're gonna lose money. Like you said, go fight him or whatever. That's not your initial thought, man. This is
Oh, it should be.
but not when your
No,
teammates
no,
laying
no,
unconscious on
no,
the
no.
ice. I think
So
it
okay, so
presents a
wait.
completely
See, this
different
is where we.
situation.
This is no,
Okay.
no. This is where we differ.
Mhm.
So you're telling me that in that situation you don't go fight the guy,
No.
but you take your stick
No,
and
that's
fucking
not.
cross
That's not what I'm saying.
Then what are you saying?
I'm saying I think this led to David Perron probably doing something that he wouldn't typically
Well,
do.
whenever you get
because his reaction to the situation
what'd you
and
see?
the emotional reaction that he had,
He didn't
I
see
think just
anything.
led to him thinking that it was the worst play and
Yeah, but-
somebody just cheap shot at him and knocked him out on the
so
ice.
what? So what? You still fight the guy. You didn't even see what the fuck happened. No one saw what. Wait. No one saw what happened. So your initial, he's too mad, so he's got to cross-check him in the
No,
face. Fuck
so what I'm
no.
saying is, hey, not only are you going to lose a lot of money, but the better option is to go
Fight him.
or slash him in the pants or in the leg or whatever. Like I don't
Fight
know.
him.
You
Just
don't.
fight
You
him.
don't
Don't
cross.
slash
You don't
people.
cross check people
Don't
to the face.
use
man.
your fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Fight the guy. That's what we do.
Mhm.
That's still a part of the game. You get 2, 5, and 10, you're gone. You're
Just
not getting
go grab
suspended.
him.
Even do what Gabranson did the other day when he got rocked from behind. He's pissed off, and he's like, fuck this. He goes out next shift and just fucking buries him and starts pounding him. Now, he's going to get some dinged for it, too, but you're not using your weapon, man. Fighting's still part of the game.
Did you think the hit Cousins on Gabranson?
God awful.
You think it was terrible?
Yes. Man, you saw the numbers, dude. You see the numbers.
Even though it looked like he was trying to get on the inside of him.
Yeah, but you hit him in the numbers.
He did.
What the fuck,
it was a fucking hit from behind.
What do we do? Like, that's me saying it, dude. I've done
and
that shit.
Cam, can I just say this, too, though? You also know who you're hitting.
Yeah.
Gabranson, like...
He's fucking big and tough.
He's big and tough.
Damn right
and
he
you know
is.
he's going to turn around and try to beat the shit out of you, you know?
Yeah, dude.
I remember when he was drafted. I think he was drafted like
him.
3rd overall or something.
And you know what? Sometimes...
But he's 6'5", 200 and whatever compared to, Cousins, like... under 6 feet. I think he weighs 185. I'm just saying, like, you probably shouldn't go in there and do that to this guy.
You could have cut him off. Like, if he's going in there, like, you hit him, like, you could just cut him off. He's not getting around you.
It's a dangerous play.
It's a dangerous... Dude, if that happened to Ty, you'd be fucking pissed. Yeah. Who are you kidding?
Yeah. So, in that situation, different than the Larkin situation.
Yeah, but what if Gabranson came up and was like, fucking stop?
But, he just pounded him to the ice and wouldn't stop
him.
punching him when he was down.
I don't mind that as much as cross-checking somebody in the face. That didn't even have anything
to
do with it.
At the time, he's probably like, I don't care. Give me a couple games.
Give me a couple. Fuck you. You hit me
from
behind.
I think David Perron probably said, give me a couple games too.
Probably.
But I don't think he thought that he...
He's going to get 7, though.
He could.
Andy, he's going to get 7 games.
Do you think he'll get more?
It's an in-person...
Do you think the league will give him...
It's an in-person hearing.
I know it is.
It's a bad
So
deal.
they can... When it's an in-person hearing,
5, isn't it?
if you take the in-person hearing, it's not an automatic... They can suspend you for 5 or more.
No. Yeah, 5 or more.
Yeah.
He's going to get dinged.
They have the option to do that.
Shit, I just had a phone call and I got suspended 6 games. Matt Bradley.
Did you get offered the hearing?
I hit Matt Bradley one time because he chirped me in the corner and I was pissed. And I came down and hit him when he was cycling the puck up. I fucked him up so bad. And then somebody jumped me and I pounded him. And I remember getting off the ice in Capitals and I go upstairs and John Erskine. And who's the other guy? God damn it. He was assistant captain there. Fucking big kid, number 25.
Yeah, I know you're talking
you know
about
Chimera. Chimera. Jason. Good call. And I'm up there like suspended. I shower. I get up. And I wanted to go talk to Matt Bradley in the locker room to say I'm sorry. And Chimera's like, you motherfucker.
In the press box?
He tried to fight me in the press box. And Erskine's like, oh, don't worry about it. Cam, don't worry about it. I go, man, show me where he's at. I want to go talk to him. And he wouldn't let me go down to the locker room. Rightfully so.
Jason Chimera?
Yeah, Jason Chimera. We'll get him on.
He wouldn't let you go down and apologize. Because, who did we just have on that? We had Jacob Slavin on. Sam Bennett basically, rocked the shit out of him and knocked him out of the playoff series against the Panthers. And he appreciated the fact that Sam Bennett...
I wanted to go talk to him.
That he apologized afterwards. So you hear about that all the time.
So my point is, so I had a meeting with Larry Plow and whoever with the NHL, with my agent on speakerphone in the Mills locker room. And my agent...
Where the Blues used to practice.
The shitty-ass fucking... And my agent's telling whoever we're talking to, who the fuck... I don't know who the fuck it was at the time. And he's pumping my tires up, telling me I'm such a good kid because we're thinking maybe I'll get a couple games, da-da-da. And like, hopefully he doesn't get 5. And my agent's fucking talking about how good of a person and that loves Cam and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of this fucking long-ass spiel, I'm like rolling my eyes like, okay, that's enough. And then all of a sudden they're like, nope, he's got 6 games. I'm like, okay. Big waste of time. Thank you.
6 games.
6 games.
That cost you some money, dude.
Cost me a lot of money.
See, that's when it's not worth it, when it starts costing you money.
Fuck,
but you know what?
You can see that on YouTube, by the way. You tell me.
Has David Perron ever even been suspended?
I think so. I think he cross-checked somebody one time. I could be wrong on that. I don't want to. Actually, I don't know. So it could be his first offense.
And, with the way the Department of Player Safety is, there's like a statute of limitations. Eventually, after a couple of years or whatever, right, it gets erased from your record. So you can't be considered a repeat offender.
Yep.
So I just wonder what Gary's saying to Department of Player Safety if he's like, hey, you know who his agent is because he's going to be on the call.
Sometimes that happens.
I want to give Robert Bortuzzo a shout out. Good luck with the New York Islanders.
Yoink.
People are getting very emotional about this.
You have to shave that beard, baby.
Like, I know he was here for a long time, but you know what?
Yeah.
He wanted to go play. He wanted to have that opportunity. I mean, it's not. I've heard the comparisons to like Paul Stastny being moved. I'm like, it's not even the same thing, really. I mean, Paul was like one of their best players. He was in the lineup every game.
Yeah.
He's going to be a UFA. They got a first-round pick for Paul Stastny.
Yeah, he got a 7th rounder.
And they got a 7th-round pick for guys move on. You know, sometimes the where you're at as an organization is even more important than the hole you may create by having not having a player in the lineup. You know,
Lou's going to like Robert Bertuzzo.
Like they got to find out if some of these other guys can play and whatever.
Yeah, you can call some guys up now,
even if
too.
it creates a bigger hole in the lineup. You know what I mean?
You can call some guys up now too. The Blues are a weird team, man. We don't even talk that much Blues on here, but watching the last couple of games, they lost to the 2 worst teams in the league. In fact, they got their ass kicked against the 2 worst teams in the league for the most part.
Yeah.
They got outplayed. Not good. They're very inconsistent. They got guys that, you know, from Kapanen to Verana to even Saad, Torrey Krug to Justin Falk. If you look at their numbers, like they're just. I mean, Colton Parayko's playing a lot better, but Kyrou, you know, he's on pace for 18 goals. Like it's not good. Robert Thomas is a point a game.
Thomas is having a good season. Neighbors is having a good season.
Jakey Neighbors, give him a shout out.
Buchnevich is the same guy all the time.
Bucci's always doing his thing, dude.
Parayko's been okay on the back
Parayko's
end.
been pretty damn
But,
good.
you know, you've got some guys in the back end who are making some money, and they need more from, man. I mean, I don't know where this team would be right now if they didn't have Jordan Binnington.
No shit. And eventually Binnington's
Would they be they'd be a lottery team, dude.
Well, eventually Binnington's going to start doing crazy shit again, in my opinion.
I don't know if he will.
You can only take so much, man. You can't get that fire out of you.
No, I know. But you know what? Somebody would have to do something to him. It'd be like a retaliatory thing, you know?
Or they just need energy. And he's the one that does it, which is goofy to me. You know what I mean? Now, Braden Shin had a nice little fight the other night. Do some bombs on him. But you know what? Like, that's your captain. He's sticking up for the guys. He's trying to get some momentum going on. I mean, Connor Bedard didn't even show up in that game, basically. And
what do you think of Bedard right now?
Did you see his assist the other night, though?
It's pretty sick.
Did you see that fucking
backhand?
Well, he kind of tends to fucking dangles a guy, turns, spins off a guy, no look, backhand, hard as fuck, sauce
Cross
pass,
ice.
One-timer. Andy, your slap shot isn't that hard.
No.
No look, backhand sauce. That was sick.
Yeah. I mean, for him to have the confidence to make that play, even
Through
at
3
18,
guys?
dude.
Through 3 guys.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Like,
badass.
he can do that. That's what you're going to see as he matures throughout his career, man. He's going to be having more and more highlight reel stuff. You know, the guy's he's kind of a dart, dude. He didn't get that reputation for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But there are some games you watch him play, and you just don't really see him do anything, and then he scores a couple goals, and you're like, wow, this guy's unbelievable. Fantilli's damn good, too,
Fantilli
man.
gets the puck. He's on the wall in the neutral zone. Puts the puck between his legs, backhand or between the legs, sauce pass to a guy cutting through the middle. Then they kick it wide. They kick it wide again. Boom. He ends with a one-timer.
Dude,
badass goal. Like, good, dude. I love that. Good for you, Columbus.
If you were to sit down and say, hey, you get to choose one of these guys, I'm not going to sit here and say it would be an automatic. I would automatically take Connor Bedard.
Leo Carlson too. He looks pretty fucking good. It's funny how they're playing him every night now.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Well, they're losing now. Now they fell out of it.
They're playing him every night.
Yeah, but they had a plan, dude, and like it is what it is.
But the plan is,
I know,
if you're struggling, you're not going to play.
Yeah.
But if you're good, you're going to play. But they looked at they seemed like the plan was going to be like, even if he does play well, we're going to sit him out games. No. Like, if you're playing well and you're kicking ass, like, I'm telling you, he's going to stay in the game. It's all about, if he's struggling, then that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he shows he can handle it and he
can
can
handle
play
it.
and he can handle the
He's
pace.
not sitting him out.
It's like, no, we talked about that.
Yeah.
But people even close to him have told me he's got like the body of like a 16-year-old kid. You know, like he still is so far from being like a developed man. You know, like he's
a kid,
they knew that coming in that he was going to take some time from a physicality. I think he's probably further ahead into hockey than they thought he would be.
Yeah, that's why he's playing.
If Pat Verbeek thought he was going to be like one of their best players, you know, like, and produce and score goals, maybe he wouldn't have thought that he would have to, like, you know.
Well, that's the whole point, is like,
have the governor on and just kind of take things a little bit slow. But you know
they
what?
made it look like no matter what, we're going to have this process.
They did.
And then once he starts playing well, he's not sitting games out.
Hey,
But we called that.
But I'll give him credit for adjusting the plan.
Yeah.
And just play his ass.
Play him, dude. Like, fuck that.
Would you automatically just take Bedard over Fantilli?
If I'm a market, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm throw out the financial side.
Well,
of it.
okay.
I'm just talking
probably,
purely hockey ability.
I gotta really watch these guys. I can't go in like I'm watching every. I'm watching more Bedard than anything because he's on every fucking night.
Yeah.
You know, like it's easy to follow him on things.
I don't know if I would have it in me to like not take Connor Bedard.
No doubt, dude.
But
Fantilli.
What I'm saying is
Cooley,
Fantilli, Cooley, all these guys.
all these guys, they're all good, dude.
And each organization is happy they have the guy they have.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't think Columbus is sitting there being like, man, I wish we had Carlson instead.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're probably like, we fucking got a good player. He's
You got a
our
damn
guy.
good player.
He's our guy, and we're gonna watch him take our franchise. He's like their best player right now. Columbus, your leading scorer has 1 goal on the season. I mean, dude. The leading scorer, Zach Werenski. I got to double check that.
Wait, what?
Zach Werenski leads the team in scoring. He's one of like maybe 2 defensemen in the league.
Budenjenner got hurt. He was playing pretty well.
Who leads their team in scoring? I'm gonna double
but at
check.
least you
this.
got some fucking cats in Columbus that are actually fun to watch, man. You know what I mean?
Not really, dude.
Fantilli,
They do.
like, he's
Fantilli is.
fun. Did you see what he did the other day? Like that's
But
bringing people in.
dude.
How's their attendance? And I looked at all the attendance the other
Did
day.
you
There's an article in
see-
The Athletic, by the way.
he put something out there about
There's
how
a-
fans are like they don't even want to like go and show up.
Oh, in Columbus?
Yeah.
Because the Blues are fucking packing the house, 99% capacity. There's if you look at the NHL, man, they did different tiers, right, of the teams that are fucking selling out, and there's a lot of teams selling out still.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the second tier, which kind of different teams can go either way. But the Blues are on that first tier. And again, we're from St. Louis, man. We want St. Louis to make money. We know the ownership. We know the city. The city needs to bring people in. We get all that. So it's good to see that, even though the Blues are fucking blah, 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 blah.
I know, but that's what happens when you win the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They're
Columbus doesn't even get into the playoffs, dude.
Blues
Their
are pretty
fans
good.
are like, you sell us a bill of goods every offseason. We believe
Got
it.
Ohio football.
You know,
there,
they had the controversy with Babcock and all that went down. The fans are probably like, okay, I'm done spending money
Yeah.
with the Blue Jackets. Like, win some games. But what I'm saying is, and I will tell you all, hey, listen, all the fan base in Columbus, I don't think that's necessarily the right attitude to have because you do have some good young pieces. Like, they should be good into the future. Like, Fantilli is a great player to build that organization around. But when your leading scorer is Zach Werenski and you have 1 goal in the season, like,
How
you
many
got
assists does he have?
20.
Well, fuck. That's pretty fucking good.
He's got 21 points.
It's like when Don Cherry used to say with the
I'm
Russians.
just saying,
When
dude.
the Russians, like, they had 0 goals. And McLean's like, well, they had 14 assists. Okay, 14 assists. I get you. I know we love Don Cherry.
Yeah.
But how about those Russians on fucking Columbus too, man? They got like 5 Russians on the same
Marchenko?
line. They're fucking dominating.
I know they were.
They put Robert Thomas on his ass one time with a reverse hit. This
Yeah.
big old Russian kid. Although Thomas went down there and scored a goal, but like they might be okay. I want Columbus to be okay, man.
Voronkov.
You know,
They got Provorov
they're
there.
fucking.
Came over.
They got a bunch of Russians, dude. You know what I mean?
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's got some assists, but that just kind of like, that's the Columbus
14
Blue Jackets.
assists.
What do you think of Johnny Gaudreau, man?
Whatever. What do you want me to say? Like, what do you mean?
He's just, will he ever get back
Where's
to
he
that?
at?
Will he ever get back to that level?
We did get chirped because we were talking about who were we talking about? Oh, Coochie. And Andy's looking at his phone like, Coochie had this, that, and the other. And somebody's like, you don't even know the stats. You got to look at your phone. Dude, we just
Who
fucking...
said that?
Just a couple fans on Instagram. Not fans, but dipshits, actually. They weren't even fans.
Well, I was looking up exactly how
Just
many
looking at the
power
fuck-
play
no
points he
shit.
had.
Like, we don't have anything. We just go off the cuff for fucking 3.5 hours, man. We're not some detailed, this is what we're doing. No, we're fucking just talk. We talked about Israel, Palestine, and now we're getting into fucking hockey. Like, that's what we do.
I'm not
So that
walking
motherfucker
in.
needs to calm down.
We don't have a bunch of
psycho.
fucking stat sheets sitting,
You want us to fucking
sitting
be,
here.
want us to nerd you out? Calm the fuck down.
Hey,
Don't make our
I didn't,
fans
I
get
didn't,
you.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
but
well,
but
fuck.
yeah, I want to see how many power
No
play
shit,
points he
Andy's
had.
just looking at his phone to make sure it's okay. Calm the fuck down. Sometimes I gotta stick up for Andy too. We don't come in
I
here
don't
with
know.
fucking sheets and fucking
That
stats
doesn't-
for you.
That doesn't bother me.
Good God.
That's
It's all
okay.
good.
Thanks for listening to the show. We love everybody.
No, he didn't listen to the
Oh.
show. he saw the clip. And he's like, this podcast sucks because you have to look at your phone.
Oh, really?
That's why everybody's like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. And I don't like tagging, like piling on
people were saying that to the guy?
Yeah, I don't want to people tag back, but like, I'm like, calm down, dude.
Well,
So
I
don't
had to
like
double
doing
check this because things change him. But Zach Werenski, dude, he's got 1 goal on the year. I know he has 20 assists, but your leading scorer on your team has
Almost a point
1
a game.
goal, dude.
It's almost a point a game, though. That's pretty good.
He's got 1 goal.
He's a D man. It's all good. What about Austin Watson?
Well, none of their forwards. It's like Johnny Gaudreau, man. You got
Keep going.
15 points in 30 games. He's a half a point per game player. That
There
means
you
Cam.
go.
See, 15 and 30 is a half
It's
a point.
Yep, you're right, Andy.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Actually, ninth grade
So-
education, I knew that.
I'm convinced that if he went to a different organization, different team, that he could get back to the level that he was at.
Well, you're not.
These guys just don't
Well, you're
lose
not.
it.
So
But
figure it
it's
out.
just not working there, dude.
You're not on another team.
That's why these teams, man, they just get. You got to make sure, like, when you make that commitment to a free agent, that he truly is the right fit. You know what I mean? I know he was the big fish, and he was coming off of a great season, but why is he coming to your team? Is it because he's never won a cup and he feels like they're prepared to win a cup and he can help them win? Because that wasn't it. So why is he coming? Because you offered the most money and you basically blew everybody else out of the water in terms of the contract you were offering? Everyone always brings up Philadelphia, New Jersey. I've said it several times. They never put anything on the table, and if they did, it certainly wasn't even close to what he got from Columbus. So when they're coming just because you outbid all the competition and you're paying them way more money than everybody else, and you know you're not ready yet to compete, so like you're banking on him to stay like self-motivated.
Yeah, dude.
You know, all of that. And I would always put my money on it not working than it just working. It's different than when you bring a star player to a team that has been knocking at the door and they're ready to compete for a Stanley Cup and you feel like he's going to take that team to the next level. I would bank on that working over just throwing a guy a bunch of cash and assuming that he's going to be motivated to help this team and,
Well, get motivated,
and to
dude.
be an example for the younger players, all of that.
Because we know when you're motivated what you could do. So it's like,
Yeah, man.
you could blame this, you could blame Babcock, you blame the coach. No, like, get going. Fucking get going, dude. Like everybody's like, it's not on. Cam, remember I said something about Columbus the other day? And I said, no, fuck, it's not the coach. Like, it's the players that need to play. And people are like, no, it is the coach. I'm like, fuck that, dude. Like, this guy, like, we've seen him do shit.
Well, he's not their coach. They didn't hire him as the coach. They had to hire him as the coach because the
point is, like, it's
season
on
was
the
about
players,
to
and
start.
I got
and they
chirped.
fired their coach.
I got chirped for saying it's on the players. I'm like, fuck that. It's on the
Oh,
players.
but like, yeah, people on the inside were like chirping you too for
They're
that.
chirping me.
Remember, I was
hardcore.
there.
I'm
I'm
like,
getting text messages like,
Yeah.
it's people who know kind of have a better feel for what's going on there.
Yeah, so much better feel. Like, okay, so the coaching
They were
staff
saying
wasn't good.
your take was wrong.
That it's on the players to play better. You mean your superstar players that you're paying $9 million? It's not on them.
Well,
It's
they
on.
don't have a great roster, dude, to begin with.
How are your top players doing? Okay, fine. You don't have a great roster. Okay, well, look, we'll break that down. Your roster's not great. You probably are losing games.
I mean,
I get. No. I get all that. How are your top players doing? Oh, they suck. Oh, it's on them then. So whenever you're bad, but your top players are still producing, you're just bad because you have no depth. When you're bad and your top players aren't producing,
I don't
that
think
means.
anyone really blamed the head coach. I mean, he was put in that
Then
situation.
what are they chirping me for?
Because I don't know, man. It's just
Okay,
this has
then
been an
there you go.
ongoing
There you go.
situation with Columbus. Maybe
They had to put their foot down
maybe
on
there's
me.
maybe there's a culture issue. Maybe they have an issue with the culture.
Figure it out. You're a leader of that team. Like you're
Figure what out? But they're not good enough, dude. Like to figure anything out.
They're good enough to where your best players should still put points up. And if you lose games, fine. But your best players are still playing, and they're playing consistently. You might lose games here and there, but if your best players aren't showing up and you blame everybody else but your best players too, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Your best player, your leading scorer has 1 goal. I know he's got some assists. He's got 1 goal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, but if
Like
you look,
Patrick Laine, man, you're gonna put your money on him. He had a
you paid him,
He had a reputation.
paying him,
He had a reputation that preceded
you know.
the time that he came to Columbus.
Cam's wrong.
Everyone
on that.
knew that Patrick Laine got lazy.
It's not Gaudreau's fault. No, my bad. I
It is.
I should have said that.
It is.
Sorry about that.
It is.
Sorry, all y'all out there. I should have. How can I blame? How can I blame Johnny? Who's making $9 million.
But Cam,
Calm down, Johnny.
this
You're.
is an organizational issue.
I know, but still, man. your organization could suck, but your best players still need to produce, dude. No one's acting like you should be in a fucking better
Organizational.
position, but like your best players aren't even producing, so fuck them.
What about the Carolina Hurricanes?
God.
Hurricanes, this is what happens. Like, everyone just assumes this is going to last forever. When you're, like, knocking on the door and you never get over the hump, like, eventually you're just going to, like, fall back down.
Yeah. And the Devils are playing a little bit better.
But the Hurricanes, specifically, Cam, that's a big story right now. I mean, you can talk about the Devils, too.
Well, I'm just
But
saying things go up and down, and
they do.
change.
And, they haven't – if you look at the Carolina Hurricanes schedule, which I know you have, they've played a shit ton of road games. They haven't played that many home games yet. They've been out west a couple of times, for some long road trips.
Okay.
So, well, I'm saying things will even out. Maybe they get back up, climb back up the standings when they start, making up with some of these home games and having
maybe
these
you're
long
the
home
Blues,
stands and stuff
or
like
you're
that.
the Kings, and you know how to win on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They
You
win
put
on the
the
road.
Blues in that category?
They win on the road. They
do.
lose on home.
Well, they just lost back-to-back games against two of the worst teams in the league on the road.
Well, if
so
they have a better schedule
not the
on
best
road.
time to – I know. They have –
Well, by LA, then,
Yeah,
they went on the
dude.
road. Like,
They
sometimes
did.
you went on the road. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just when they don't win on the road, you're blaming because they're not at home. And then when their top players don't fucking win,
I'm just saying-
score. It's about the coach. Like, it's like fuck this.
You
dude.
are not listening very well today.
Maybe I'm not. My
what,
bad.
Because what I'm saying is, like, the schedule evens out. Maybe if I'm a fan of the Hurricanes, maybe that's what you're hanging on hope to.
I get
that
you.
maybe they rediscover their game.
I'm not talking about you.
like
more than
in the
anything.
schedule as the schedule
see.
evens out. It hasn't
I see
been
it.
a favorable schedule up to this point. But again, they've got the worst team save percentage in the league.
Yes.
And goaltending's everything.
But is that because they're on the road?
I'm just saying.
You know,
Their goaltender, their best goaltender in the organization, has blood clots. He's not available. He's hurt, right? Frederick Anderson. So now,
what's that all about?
so now you got to look at the whole picture. Like, what's leading to this team being in that situation? Well, you don't have your number one goaltender.
Yeah.
Your special teams are kind of average, right? Everything
Figure
else.
that out.
You don't give up a ton of shots though, and you get a shit ton of shots on goal. So like they should be better. They've got a great coach who's in the final year of his contract. And I never know how some of these teams get to this spot where they have a coach go into a season in the final year of his contract.
I know.
Because what could happen is, like, the owner's always so confident. Because I've seen quotes from our boy Tommy Dundon. Give Tommy a shout out.
Look, Tommy, what's up, baby?
And he said prior to the season, he was like, "We will get it done." Yeah, but you leave it in the hands of the coach too. The coach may say, like Paul Maurice did, and say, "I don't know, man. I've taken this team as far as I can go. Maybe I just want to change too."
Yeah.
It's not always up to the team. I know. Roddy Brindamore, man. He's Hurricane through and through.
If he's not getting you going, then
But
you're gonna have somebody else do it.
What if he were to say, like, "Hey, I don't know, man. I know I'm going to make $5 million a year somewhere else in free agency. I'll be like the biggest free agent available.
Yeah, dude.
Like, maybe I don't want to stay.
Maybe he
here.
wants to. He can go. There's a couple teams that might need a new coach here.
Oh, of course.
A couple teams.
A bunch of
maybe.
teams are going to want a new
Well,
coach.
our boy Dino, who we just interviewed, who's looking for one too, who was like such a fucking awesome, down to earth, cool
Evason.
guy. Such a cool. Wait do you guys hear this cat, man? Down to earth, fucking cool as shit.
I had
Like,
somebody
would love
reach out to
fucking
me
play
and
for
be
him.
like, "Yeah, his players didn't really like him this year." I'm like,
Really?
I'm like, okay, well, I talked to other players who did like him,
Yeah.
and you know what? I guess that's just the way
It's
it
just
works,
is.
man.
Yeah.
Do the players ever really like the coach?
Yeah, they do actually.
Yeah, but after a long period of time, does it ever?
Well, we
Isn't there always an expiration date for everybody?
certainly, and then and then you it's a revolving door. And case Craig Berube after the season might be a little bit warm underneath the seat here, man. He'd get hired in 2 seconds if they fired him. Look at Bruce Cassidy. Like it's a revolving.
Guys like Joel Quenneville have been fired; they get hired immediately.
Who have you ever
Paul
met?
Maurice leaves, gets hired immediately.
But who have you ever met? And
Mm-hmm.
we talked about this last week. That didn't like Joel Quenneville. One player.
I've never
Name me a player.
I've never.
Not one.
Yeah.
I've never met a player that didn't like him.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm
Maybe-
sure there are some
maybe-
that are out there, but I've never met one,
Never met one.
and I've never heard anyone speak on that publicly.
No, like, we didn't see eye to eye.
and
Okay.
he
Just
he'd
telling
be
you.
hardcore on guys too, man.
Fuck yeah. But he's respectful. Like you listen to him. He'll let you you go to Vegas.
Yeah.
He'll let you do a Vegas trip
Mhm.
if you're winning.
Oh
like-
yeah, no, he always
he's
understood
awesome.
that type of stuff.
Yes, dude.
Like
well, that's
when to
part
travel,
of it.
when to stay overnight.
That's
all
part of
that.
it. Not the hardcore. Like we.
Yeah, Chief is like that too, man.
I know.
Those guys that played a long time, they get that.
They get it, dude. okay, Austin Watson got into a weird jam, and we love him because he came on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Cool cat. Went through some shit, went through a bunch of weird shit. But at the end of the game, they're down by a couple. The game's over. He's out there, and he takes a slap shot at the end of the game. Who'd he pelt, by the way? Who'd he get?
Lazan.
He just fucking rocked him with a slap shot. People are going crazy about it.
You think he meant to do that?
Yeah.
Like he meant to hit that guy?
Yeah.
Or you think he just meant to just rip one at the end of the game?
I think he meant to rent one to just be like, fuck you. I do. And I like Austin, man. He's a cool cat.
Remember when Daniel Alfredson did that to Scotty Niedermeyer?
Hurt him, didn't he?
I think he did.
I think he broke his hand.
It hurt this guy, too.
Don't take a slap shot at me at the end of the game. Like you're trying to score a goal from the fucking far blue line when I'm in your way. Just don't take a slap shot. Rip it. You're not scoring.
You're not down by one goal either.
You're not down by one. So that's why people are like, no, he didn't mean to. No. And we love Austin Watson, man. But he meant to do that. And he got jumped and whatnot. Nothing really happened, but
you're not ripping a slap shot from your own blue line at the end of the game unless you're trying to like.
You're not trying to score. So you're trying to just like, fuck, I'm pissed. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's a pissed off.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So like, I get that, man. I would have been pissed at him too, man. Don't take a slap shot at me at the end of the game. The game's over. You're down by like 3 at the time. You take a slap shot, hits me right in my ankle. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? That thing would have busted your chest open. If you would have got caught with that, you'd have been out. Although you probably would have played the rest of the game.
I would have jumped him.
Because Andy broke his finger one time.
Oh, did you ever tell that story? It was
Matty Lashoff I got the best scrimmage in St. Louis going with NHL guys and Andy's out there because I invited him.
No, you didn't.
Who invited you?
I think a number of people.
Okay. You want to tell me not to talk about other things? I'll talk about this.
I think I was signed.
Anytime you're skating is because I invited you. Okay, so you got to give me that at least. Okay. You want me talking about other things, that's fine. But Andy goes out there and does pretty well, and he's standing in front of the net like a warrior. And Matt Lashoff takes a shot, and Andy gets hit in his hand. His finger explodes. He gets fucking, how many, like, it broke like tons of shattered
30 different pieces or something.
No one even knew. I'll give Andy a shout out on this. Now, I hit him, Chaser hit him, Bobby Plager hit him, all good. But Andy got hit with this puck, boom, right in front of the net. It was a second period.
No, first period.
Oh, God.
First shift of the game.
His finger explodes. Doesn't say a word to anybody.
No, I said it to one guy on the bench next to me. To Joey Vitale.
Just say no. I'm pumping your tires up. God damn it. Andy plays the rest of the game, and then he comes in the locker room. He's like, guys, look at this. And his hand was this big. His biggest finger ever. Like, his hands are tiny. Nails are, like, it's like crooked this way. He goes, I played the rest of the game. And we all were
Game
like,
7. It was Game 7.
Patty
was out there.
Won. Patty, the Kachuk guys, Logan Brown.
Logan Brown, Clayton Keller.
All of them. What's his name? Goddamn. Luke Cunnin was probably out there too.
Wayne Gretzky was out
there. Bobby Orr.
Ovechkin came and just flew in for the game.
Boom, Jeffrey on came out of the group. Yeah. But Andy broke his finger and played the rest of the game.
So I remember sitting down on the bench right when I came off. And it was, honestly, I felt like I was going to throw up or pass out. It was
nasty.
Crazy pain. And I see guys get broken fingers in the NHL and they miss several weeks. And so
you can't put your glove on, dude.
So I know.
Now, did Andy do anything with the puck the rest of the game? No, he didn't. He just screwed around the neutral zone like he usually does.
Oh, I couldn't hold my stick.
No way. Dude, I couldn't play if I did that at
So
all.
I come to the bench, and I'm like, I'm in so much pain. Joey Vitale, who was sitting next to me, I took my glove off and I showed him. He's like, oh, my God. He's like, dude, you should go get that looked at. You know what's funny is I go to the doctor afterwards because I had to be rushed to the emergency.
You didn't have to be rushed.
No, this was a very serious situation. This is a very serious situation.
One car accident.
Most guys would not have lasted the rest of that. I'll tell you this. I bet you most guys would have left the game right away.
I would have. I'm like, my finger's broken, dude. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But Andy's like, I got to show
So
them.
I go to the doctor's office, to this well-known ortho here in town. Right away, I called him, and I was like, dude, I got to come in. He's like, come on in. As I leave the x-ray room, Matt Lashoff, the guy who took the shot, who was on my team, by the way, I'm the net front.
You just
I was
found your way
No,
there.
I was net front. So I go to deflect the shot. Great hand-eye coordination, but it just hit my finger. It was like a hammer hitting a nail right on my finger. And Matty Lashoff is the one coming in to get an X-ray on his knee as I'm walking out, and he's the one who took the shot. Couldn't believe that I was in there.
Yeah. You did. That was pretty tough.
I'm
going
to try to find a picture.
Yeah,
of it.
show
I don't want to
people.
get yelled at on YouTube or anything.
By what?
Or Instagram for looking at my phone.
Yeah, I know. Like, just calm down on that. Good God. Jesus
Calm
Christ.
down.
Drive me nuts with that shit. But yeah, a lot of stuff. We got Big Dino on right now. Cool as fuck, man. You know, people love him. It's a weird time in Minnesota. You got $15 million of lost money.
Hey, how do you
on your
think
cap
Kane?
hit.
How do you think Kane looked, by the way?
He was okay.
You
Scored
know,
a nice goal the other day.
he
They had a
did.
weird game, his first game where they went back and forth. Who'd they
Mhm.
play? Fucking Sharks or something?
He's gonna have moments where, because it's Patrick Kane, he's gonna get a lot of attention. He's
Yeah.
gonna score some like nice goals, you know. And I said this, and I'll say it again because I don't know if people are really looking at it. Like I hear some analysis around the league being like, you know, he's gonna get an opportunity to put up some points, and then we'll see what happens in free agency. No, Detroit isn't bringing him in just as like a rental for the rest of the year, unless he just falls flat on his face and can't keep up with the pace, and for health reasons he can't play. But I think the idea here is to keep him beyond this season, and they've got cap space next year, and I think they have a plan in place, you know, to keep him beyond just this season. I think Kane's on the same page. I think the Red Wings are on the same page. So barring some type of health issue where he just completely flops, but we have to like come to the understanding that you're not getting the Patrick Kane of old. He's not the $10 million a year Patrick Kane. That's why he's being paid $2 million.
No shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's who you're getting. And, you know, they played him probably a little more in that first game than people expect. I think he played more than 16 minutes in that game. And
How do you look on the power play?
I think that's where he's going to be fine. He looks like Patrick
Maybe
Kane
somebody
at
needs him.
times, man, when you see him get the puck. Like, he looks like Patty Kane.
Like on the wall? Like,
Oh, it's just like his hands and everything, and
yeah.
just, you know. So he'll score some goals because that's what Patrick Kane does. But I think you just have to understand what you're getting. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
you're getting
I mean,
an
he's
older
a
$2 million
complimentary
player. Yeah, that could do some damage on the power play and maybe squeak a nice goal in here and there and compliment maybe a couple young players. But he ain't getting up and down the ice the way he used to, dude.
No.
And you notice that. He had a nice goal the other day. He was pretty pumped up about it. They got their ass kicked, though, like 4-1 that day.
Dude.
So it's
no,
like,
they came.
cool.
San Jose came back. I watched that
I
game.
know.
That was the first game.
I know.
I think
yeah.
Detroit had a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, that's right.
And San Jose just started scoring. San
Started
Jose
scoring.
is like one of my favorite teams. in
I
the
know.
league.
I'm rooting for San Jose.
I
No,
love
seriously,
San
good
Jose.
call on that.
I know.
I like those
They're
kind of
fun to
teams.
watch.
I feel bad for them.
I called them.
You know,
I called them like the worst team in NHL history.
Yeah, well,
a
whatever.
few weeks ago, and now they take Vegas to a shootout.
Yep,
And
I like it.
you know, they come from behind to beat the Islanders, then they come from behind to beat the Red Wings.
The misfits.
They are, man. They've got nothing to lose. Those teal helmets. So Mike Green, all y'all,
We're rooting for
David
you.
Quinn, we're rooting for
We
you.
don't want you to be that bad. It's not good for hockey,
No.
especially in that
And
market.
our boy
They're gonna forget
Lukey,
about
our
you.
boy Lukey Cunning's
They're
there.
going to be watching the 49ers and Brock Purdy do his fucking thing with Christian McCaffrey, who dominate. They might win the fucking Super Bowl, baby. I tell you what, Patrick Mahomes, I've never seen him lose his mind like that the other day.
Oh, my
and we're
God.
not a big football. Like, Andy and I both play football. Well,
No,
everybody knows that Andy played football.
I played on both sides of the ball, actually,
But
for a
Patrick
little
Mahomes-
while before I honed in as a
No one
defensive
cares.
back.
But Patrick Mahomes the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, we'll say because we'll just come out tomorrow. God, dude, fucking old boy was off sides. Like he started off sides. They couldn't even see the ball because his foot was in the fucking way. And he and they started bitching after the game and talking about this. I saw Patrick Mahomes take his helmet and fucking throw it.
Dude, why is
down.
the whole team holding him back? Like, is he going to go out there and beat
Well,
up
I
the
don't
ref?
know.
They're like holding
Andy
him
Reid
back.
lose his mind on the refs, and they're gonna get fined for it
Did
and
you
all
get
that stuff.
what did Taylor say? Do we know what her or Brittany said?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Brittany, there's a documentary coming out about BG.
I won't be watching that.
You won't be?
She'll be like, America did this to us.
The Women's Professional Hockey League is going on right now.
What are the names of the teams?
I don't know that. You can't ask me that.
Why?
Well,
Isn't
'cause
that a normal
you're putting
question
me
to
on the
ask?
spot.
Are we gonna edit this out too?
No, you're putting me on the spot because I don't know.
What are the names
I
of
don't
the
know the
teams?
names. I haven't.
Why not?
They didn't have
Aren't
any.
they
They had. No, I thought it was like COVID was back because the first couple games they had no fans out there.
Yeah, but that was
But that was on purpose.
that was on purpose. We think.
But then it was like the
What are the
mall. It was like the mall on Black Friday. That next
Andy.
game, they just when they open the
gonna-
doors, and that one dude keeps tweeting about it. Like
God.
he's like, "This is amazing!" Like, And
This is awesome.
They open the doors and everyone comes like running through the mall, to get to that TV, that deal on Black Friday, And so, I mean, his tweets, dude, are hilarious. Listen, and I'm not even one of those that like hates it because it's what I love watching like international, like the Olympics, like women's hockey, the gold medal game. I do, dude. You can't look at me like that. I'm trying to be serious.
Well, don't laugh. Why are you laughing about it?
The Canada versus USA game.
What are you laughing about?
No, like Haley Wickenheiser, Julie Chu.
I didn't say anything.
Camry Granado, like all back in the day. Jinsey Dumb's one of our favorites from St. Louis, man. Her sister, Joy, is going to be a great international player for a long, long time. The women's hockey, like as a whole from the international, like I love watching it, man. Just like I love watching USA play any of the top countries in the Olympics in basketball, too.
Do not edit that. Do not. Oh my God! You did that to yourself.
No, but I didn't even do anything. You're making me laugh.
No, I didn't. I did nothing. The camera's on me.
No,
I did nothing.
He's laughing. I like watching it. Now I don't watch a lot of international leagues and stuff like that. The top leagues in China, Russia. But BG, there's a documentary coming out.
Yeah.
Of how it all started and everything she went through.
Yeah, man. I'll be watching
So, it should be pretty good.
Really good. It'll be really good. What's the name of the team with the women's team?
I don't know the names of the teams. I think
Black, red,
there's a
green,
team
blue.
It's like a spring league.
The fuck is that? Time out. I know Andy Virtue signals like no other, but that's fucking ridiculous. Give him a fucking team name. You give him a black sweater, and they're like, "You're the black team, and you're the green team." Like, come on.
No one says that.
They don't have a team
name.
Well,
they have Minnesota, maybe the Wilderness. You have a Toronto team; they could be the Wilderness.
They should all be the Wilderness, like the fucking CFO. The Rough Riders.
I'm sure New York and Boston have teams. Chicago may have a team.
They have teams. What's the name of the fucking team?
I haven't looked at it yet.
Well, you tell me how much you like watching it, and I'm like, well, what's the name of the team?
I didn't watch it. I just saw this guy's tweeting about it left and right.
I'm just asking you.
And he's trying really hard.
He's trying, man. He's trying to get it together.
And There's
only so much you can do.
I hope the league has success because our boy Brian Burke is running it.
Yeah, we like Berkey, man. But, it is what it is. I'll support it. But you have to have a team name. I want that team. Well,
what do you mean?
Called?
They don't have team names?
Do they?
I think so. Who's the captain of the Wilderness?
Is it the Wilderness? I bet you're wrong on that.
Probably Kendall Coyne.
And he's like, I watch it all the time.
Kendall Coyne.
What's the name of the team?
Kendall.
I have no idea.
The Kendall Coynes.
Kendall Coyne. Yeah, it's called the Kendalls.
The Kendalls.
I did say hi to her one time. And she didn't
Dude, Hillary Knight's one of the best power forwards I've ever seen.
I know she is, Andy. I know she is.
She's like the all-time leader in goals. And
well, she's a Hall of Famer, isn't she?
Yeah, I think
she's
so.
Gonna be. Andy watches like you can't believe.
Julie Chu, is she in the Hall of Fame? Great on faceoffs.
No idea. No idea.
But the WNBA, man, yeah. That's,
well, the draft is coming up.
Is it?
Who do you think's going first?
We should cover that.
Who's going first?
Man, there's a couple options.
Who?
Probably that girl from LSU.
That fucked her grades up?
Yeah.
And her mom fucking...
Oh, actually, honestly, you know who I would take first overall?
Is that
girl from Iowa? Iowa, dude.
Yeah.
She's sick.
What's her name? I know who you're talking about. Yeah. She broke records.
Yeah, unbelievable.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Good for you. You don't even know her
fucking name. I would take her, but I might have to take the girl from LSU because the girl from LSU won the game in head-to-head.
Yep. Then the championship.
And she put the ring in her finger. That was like...
And then she got shitty grades.
Who cares? You would too.
No, not if I'm not supposed to.
What do you mean?
If you go to college and you get shitty grades, like you got to get better grades.
Cam, you think all these hockey players going to college go to class all the time too? Get grades. Well, I bet you the hockey players, they probably do get some of them, but like football players, basketball players, man, they ain't going to class all the time.
Their grades still pan out.
Well, she got called out because that other mom, dude. You hear the story?
Yeah, I'm the one that told the story last week.
You?
Good God, Andy.
On this?
Yeah, man, we talked about it.
God.
You weren't even paying
attention.
All right,
we gotta get to a Dean Evason.
Dude,
Dino was great, and we loved having him. Oh my God,
Jesus, dude.
I am just. I might need a mask on the next episode, dude.
No, you don't.
Just for everybody's, health.
Yeah, wear a mask next episode. It'll be cool.
Next episode. First form brings us Dean Evason and the Cam Strick Podcast.
baby.
Cam, go.
Yeah, first form right here. You want to get up, check these energy drinks out. I just spent a ton on their clothes for my daddy, for all my brother, my cousins. Got so many different clothes. Now they are sold out of a lot of stuff, man. That just shows that they're fucking
holiday time, dude.
They got so much good shit, man. I just loaded up on their beef sticks, which I love in the morning. I crush those 20 grams of protein. Dude, it gets you fucking going, baby. And horny, just so you know.
Okay.
No big deal.
I don't know if that's officially
if you're horny,
true.
that means you're healthy. Just so everybody knows. Okay. When you're not horny, that means you're in a hole. But whenever you drink that protein, man, you eat those protein sticks, it's easy to fucking eat, dude. Check out their website, firstform.com/CamAndStrick. You'll type that in, by the way, and it helps us out a lot. There's so many different things you could choose from clothes to energy drinks to gut health to protein bars to this, that, the other. They got it all. Remember Andy used to eat protein bars in here until all you guys started chirping them and he stopped and he's like, I don't do that anymore. No, you stopped because you got chirped. That's all good.
That's not true.
But those protein bars are damn good.
We've been recording before my eating.
They're damn good.
Before my eating time.
Damn good. But you just don't do it when you're live on the air.
Yeah.
Like Andy did because he thought he's trying to find his shtick. He'll get there. It's all good. He'll find it.
Cam steals all my material.
Like what?
Yoink.
What else? That's a fucking lie. That's such a lie. So you're lying to the people. What else did I steal from you?
Would never lie to the people.
Kind of did.
I'm thinking about taking on a new hobby this year, like fishing or something. Getting into fishing.
Where are you gonna go? The Creve Coeur fucking river? Where are you gonna go?
Frontenac
fucking
Lake.
pond, right next to Brio, right next to the Starbucks, that little lake.
But I want to get like tying my kids into like.
Yeah, that's such a chill thing to do, man. It is. Like, even if you can get like a little river boat, but you'd have no idea what you're doing. Don't even start that shit, dude. You have no idea. Go to
a bass boat.
You would have no idea how to do that.
Sure,
you would fuck that fucking dude. You would hit that outboard. Would be so fucked because you would drive and be like, I know what I'm doing, and you'd hit some fucking rock. The whole fucking thing would pop out, and you'd be like, what do I do? Can't do that, man.
Firstforum.com/CamAndStrick. Use our link, man, this holiday season. And all times, firstforum.com/CamAndStrick, baby. All right, the Illinois Recovery Center, IRC.
Yeah.
888-743-0971.
There it is.
888-743-0971. Use that phone number. Call them today, man. Anybody out there needing help, you just want to talk to somebody, we can get you in touch with Chrissy, with Eric, and let these people talk to you, man, and have a conversation. And let them formulate a plan that's best for you, man, and get things going in the right direction.
And you know what? The holiday season's coming up here, man. And again, like we talked about Thanksgiving, and you know your cousin that's going through shit, man. Everybody's kind of like not talking to him. He's the guy you need to look after. Now you're going through Christmas, so you're going to see the same damn thing again. Get them into this. Try to convince them. Get it going now so he could live a free fucking life, man. Like right now, he's jammed up, and he has no one to talk to because no one understands it. Again, when you go to these holiday parties with all your family, everybody's pumping up the kid that goes to LSU, the kid that has a 4.0 in high school.
I know things.
But I know, then the kid, oh God, those motherfuckers, don't even worry about them. But the kid in the corner, man, that's kind of hanging out by himself, that's Jones, and that's the kid you need to worry about. And you're going to see it again this holiday season. Help him become normal again. Save his life. That's what it is. Save his life.
He wants the help.
He wants to help. He doesn't even know it, but no one else understands how hardcore they're going through, man. I do. I know exactly. I could look at him and be like, I know exactly what the fuck you're going through.
Even without him telling you?
He doesn't have to say a fucking word. I could look in your soul and know.
What do you see in my soul right now?
Not much. But you can do that, man. And I'm telling you, you got to help these guys out. IRC, they're ready to rock and roll. They're going to help you out.
That's what being a real friend and family is all about, right?
Come on, man. Suck it up, man. I can't do it because if I stop doing it, dude, I'm going to be fucking shivering for 2 weeks straight, and my job's going to fucking fire me.
That kid who attacked his high school teacher, and he was like 6'4", 6'5", something like that, and he attacked the teacher, and he got like 25 years or something like that.
Good, you fucking weirdo. Fuck him.
And the parents were asking for leniency because he's a kid and stuff like that.
He killed his teacher?
I don't think he killed her, but he left her damaged.
Her? Fuck him. You fight your teacher who's a woman? You're a fucking weirdo.
Even in
What'd
high
she
school.
do to you?
Even in high school.
Tell you he had to do homework?
Took his phone away.
Oh took your phone away so you can't get on TikTok. Oh, poor guy. Yeah, beat her up. You're good. That's normal. Normal kids do that. Bullshit. I didn't know he wasn't normal. Oh, okay. Your kid's a fucking psycho. Put him in fucking jail for a bit.
Hey, somebody comes up to me at the rink the other day, and they said, "Hey, I just got my kid skate sharpened by Seth." I was like, "Oh my
no,
God,
is your wallet still with you?"
And I was like, he said we had no option. They were between games, and he said, "What's that password or the promo code for Sparks? I'm getting one. I'm not dealing with this ever again." He said it was the worst experience. And this is what you get at the hockey shop when you don't have a Sparks. You get a bad experience when you go sharpen your kid's skates. This is why you get a Sparks. You take it into your own hands, man, and Seth doesn't ruin your weekend and ruin your tournament. So get a Sparks and get it today and use that promo code Cam Strick. It's going to be there by Christmas.
Yeah.
But you have to get on it. It'll be the best investment you ever make. I'm telling you, if you have a hockey kid, you'll make your money back in no time. Not just from the amount of times you're not going to see Seth and paying to get your skates sharpened, but the lack of stress and having to rush and trying to get there. And Cam, a lot of these places, dude, you leave your skates. They're like, okay, come back tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Can you come back at like 3 o'clock and it's like 10 o'clock? What?
No shit.
Dude, I get my skates sharpened in 5 minutes, man.
Press a button.
And I'm
Yoink.
done.
Yeah.
Because I've got a Sparks. Get one today. Sparkshockey.com. Another guy come up to me. He's like, dude, you're giving the wrong website. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you keep saying Sparks.com. It's Sparkshockey.com. I'm like,
well,
dude,
you fucked that
thanks
up.
for pointing that out.
Yeah, dude.
He was like
Get your
kind of
shit
nervous.
together.
He's like, I don't mean to tell you this. I'm like, dude,
No, please
always
tell
tell
us.
me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sparkshockey.com. SPARX hockey.com. Use that promo code Cam Strick and don't go see
fuckboy Seth, who would come up to me at a party and choke me out like that dipshit did. That's Seth.
That was Seth.
Kinda.
Oh, now you're painting a clearer picture.
Choking me out like.
The opposite of Seth would be Brett Tesson.
Oh yeah, dude. He's gonna protect you from Seth. He's gonna. Hey, there's tornadoes in the south. Just so all y'all know, tornadoes in the south already. It's December.
I don't think.
Well, how about you look something up? God damn it! When you say this shit,
I hadn't seen.
No, there's fucking tornadoes in Dixie Alley, baby. They're fucking coming, man. This is a weird, warm winter, and you're gonna have to call Brett Tesson because your roof's gonna get fucked up. I'm telling you, this February. January, February, March, you're going to get rocked by a couple things, baby. It's going to be a weird, weird winter, and you're going to need to call Tesson Roofing, and Brett's going to take care of you guys.
And find out why all the major insurance companies,
there's a reason for that.
They use Tesson Roofing.
But don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about with this shit,
I got to look it up, dude.
Look what up?
Give me a heads up, and we can talk about it.
Look it up. Look it up.
Tornadoes in the south in December.
If I say something about the Blues power play, and he's like, we got to calm down on this. And we got to delete this. No, look this shit up. It's going to be a weird fucking winter, and there's going to be some shit that goes down, and you're going to need Tesson Roofing. And not to mention when it gets hot as shit in the winter or in the summertime
you get the
Nano Shield, man. Save your money, dude.
Come on,
my house gets hot as fuck, man, because I got the sun right behind me.
No excuse.
I need that goddamn
you better
thing,
get some
big
Nano
time.
Shield. And
big
you
time.
need to renovate that green bathroom too.
Tell me about weather, dude.
I'll tell you about weather.
No, you don't. Don't.
I used to have a weather radio.
You tell me
when I
about
was
a draft pick and whatnot.
Yeah.
And be like, Cam, you're wrong on. Okay. But you tell me about winter or weather, man. I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about with that.
David Perron, man, poor guy.
He's okay. No cross-check somebody in the fucking temple, dude. It is what it is. I love him. But
I did tell him that I love how he sticks up for it. I'd want him on the ice
big
with
time.
me. Like if he was on the ice with me when you did what you did to me.
He'd do nothing. He'd laugh.
No, he wouldn't.
No, yes, he would.
He would have cross-checked you in the face. Obviously, we just saw what he does. He would have cross-checked you in the face.
No. He would laugh at you.
And Chaser.
No,
and
can we give Chaser a shout out?
Yeah, 100%.
Chaser, we were going to do this last week, but I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Because he hadn't announced it publicly yet.
But anyway, I talked to him on the phone. Chaser's going through leukemia. He's always been there. He's been there for me, for Andy, for so many different people in this town. He's going through hell and back. He's the toughest fucking strong-willed son of a bitch I've ever met in my life. He's going to get through this, but he's got some hardcore shit he's going to deal with for the next 40 days. Kelly Chase is going through some hard shit. He's got leukemia, and we want to give him a shout-out, and we love him, and we're praying for him, and everybody in this town, in the hockey world, loves him too, man.
Yeah. And you know
Chaser.
what? So my kid was playing in the Kelly Chase Winter Classic this past weekend.
Yeah.
So that's they had the tournament. And so, and you know, I've texted with him a couple times. Man, he's got so much support. People going to to prayer sessions.
Yeah.
Praying for him.
Pray, man. Pray for him.
And to visit him in the hospital and whatever. Man, it's just like I don't know. It's just one of those things where you think of Kelly Chase and you think of like cancer and whatever. Like you just can't see him not beating it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's beat it before, and he's going to beat it again.
Like he will. Like he's just
like, it's another fight for me.
That's right.
You know, so we're praying for him.
And he's one guy who, I think, there's other people out there who fight like a motherfucker, but he's mentally, I think he's
strong-willed, dude.
He can get.
He's strong-willed.
Oh yeah.
It's all about will, dude. Will, your
think
internal soul, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do with that, man. If you're strong-willed, you get through a lot of things. Whether you're stuck in a fucking, in a cave somewhere where fucking shit's going down and you got to survive, where you're stuck in somewhere in the field where you're in the middle of the desert out in the fucking Middle East and you're going through fucking firefight and you got clipped and you got to you're bleeding out and you got to wrap your shit, like that kind of stuff. Strong-willed, you're stuck in a fucking thing where you got to crawl out of it. Like,
are you claustrophobic?
Goddamn right I am.
Me too.
I'm afraid of heights, claustrophobic. But you got to be strong-willed, dude. There's people that survive a lot of things, dude. If you really look it up.
Yeah, so we're thinking about you, Chaser, man. And,
we love you.
And anybody who's fighting it right now around the holidays, including Tony Granato, who just came out with.
I saw that too.
He's been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yep.
I last saw him at the draft in Nashville. We were talking about he's getting into television and doing his thing. His brother Donnie, I've known forever, man. Donnie's overcome a number of issues, health-related, and this will be the next one along the line, man. For those Granados, man, they're tough as shit.
They're tough, man. They're tough. We're praying for all of them. We love them all.
Thinking about all y'all. Of course, Bellman and Bellman.com. Cam Dan Bellman is fill in the blank.
Awesome.
Okay.
He's an awesome guy. He's a blue-collar guy.
Oh, you can't say that, remember?
Man, fuck your buddies.
Don't say. Remember they said tell them not to say blue collar. Like nobody says that anymore.
They them. They them at the Creve Coeur Country Club. That's what. Hey, you better tell them a pronoun.
Is that a pronoun?
They might get mad about
they them.
They them. Yeah, it is. So you gotta be careful with that at the Creve Coeur Racket Club. But no, Bellman's a fucking legit guy. He is down to earth as fuck. Blue collar guy. Works his ass off. They don't rip you off, man. You could have any kind of credit you want. They're going to take care of you. Not no swinging dicks out there, creeping your girl out.
No matter how bad the credit is.
Or creeping Andy out. Usually they creep out women, but when Andy goes there, they creep him out, which is very odd. Don't go to swinging dick fuckingville. Go to Bellman. They'll take care of you.
Where are they located?
Troy, Missouri.
And they'll give you sushi and flavored water.
Stupid thing to say. It's a stupid,
you get the
stupid
full
thing to
experience. Dean Evason was cool as shit. By the
Awesome
way,
guy.
subscribe to our YouTube.
Oh, God, yeah, man.
You got to subscribe to our YouTube. We're on YouTube now,
Yep.
man. Say hi to everybody.
Well, hey, guys, what's up? Do I look okay? Like,
No.
fuck.
Gabe's like, how do I look today?
Well, I don't know. I was brown as shit last
So
time. Now
brown.
I'm blue. Like, yeah.
Now he's got a lot of blue going
a
today.
lot of blue going on. It's all good.
Yeah, that's all right. It looks good today.
Yeah, you look good, too.
Thank you, man. Oh, no?
No, you always look fine. I'm the one that looks like shit,
Mm-hmm. Watch out for those, you know what, at those
Swinging dicks?
those parties, dude.
Oh,
I got to ask you who it was.
obnoxious motherfucker.
Got to ask you who that was when we get off the air
Choking.
here.
He's choking me.
All right, Dean
All right.
Evason, man. Awesome conversation.
Awesome guy.
And I think you'll enjoy it, too. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/CamandStrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/CamandStrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
No issues. I'm gonna die of a heart attack anyway. So
Me too.
I figured, fuck it. Like, although I quit drinking, but that's different circumstances with my daughter. But I should go back to drinking now. It'd be a lot more fucking fun.
How long's it been since you drank?
5 years. My daughter went into a program. She was living in LA and got into a bunch of shit. She's a dancer, and so she went into a program actually in Victoria 5 years ago. It'll be 6 this summer coming up. So when she quit, I quit with her, and we've both. She's still sober. She just had a baby a month ago, and so yeah, no, it's fantastic. I feel a lot better in the mornings. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Hey, listen, we just hit record and we just have conversation. So if you want all of that left out, we can leave all that out. You just tell me, like where you're at. Otherwise, we can just start right now, But
I don't care. It don't matter.
Listen. I knew you'd be like that, Dean.
Yeah, dude.
You don't give a shit.
I love it.
I like that about Dean Evason. I knew
real.
that when I saw you on the bench, man.
No shit.
Yeah,
You should.
everybody busts my balls about getting too excited or punching Darby Hendrickson, which I'm sure you guys have documented. But
Yeah.
you know what? I don't give a shit, right? It's who you are. It's an emotional game. Just because you become a coach doesn't mean your emotions stop. So I mean, obviously, you can't yell at the referees as much as we do or I did. So I kind of curbed that back this year, but certainly you got to have some passion.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Where you living at right now?
I'm here in St. Paul. I've also got a place in Montreal. I'm packing up right now. If I zoomed around the apartment here, it's a big mess, but it's just working through it. So I'm going to be here for a couple of months off and on. Visit some kids across Canada. They've got 3 of them, a couple of grandkids, and then I'll get to Montreal and do a little traveling and see what pops up as far as a coaching role.
Damn right.
Dean, listen, the first coach I ever covered that got fired was Joel Quenneville. And I remember your former teammate, by the way.
Sure.
We'll give Q a shout out. He's
baby.
probably playing pickleball right now. But I remember how devastated he was. I mean, this is back when he was in St. Louis, like early 2000s. And it took him a long time, and then he went to Hockey Canada and had that, issue, exhaustion or whatever he was dealing
when
with.
he's over,
And then some other coaches are kind of like you, man. They turn the page and they're ready. They're energized and they're ready to go. This is the first time you've dealt with this as a head coach where you've gotten fired. So what is it about your personality and just kind of the energy that you have right now that is like, I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to sulk. I'm not going to just go away. I'm going to hey, I got to move on and look at, try to see what's next for me.
Well, clarify. I've been fired before, and my wife, my mom, actually, the next day I FaceTimed her and all my kids, and I told them all I got fired. And she goes, "Well, it's not the first time you got fired. It's not the last. So get over it." And but it's in season. I've never been fired in season. So I got let go when I was coaching Kamloops. I got replaced by Don Hay with the Vancouver Giants. I think that's the only 2 situations. I left Washington and I left Milwaukee. I left Calgary, the Hitmen. Anyway, so to your question, yeah, I mean, and again, I'll give my mom props, but she taught me a long time ago to turn all negatives into positives. I mean, what would be the point of me expending energy on being pissed off at Billy Guerin or Craig Leopold or the Minnesota Wild organization? I'm very thankful for what happened. And people are like, "Well, you're going to stay in your apartment and do nothing," and I'm like, "Well, why? I'm not embarrassed. I didn't fire me. I know the job that we did. I understand what Billy did and why he did it, but." Do I agree with it? Of course not. Do I think we were going to come out of it anyway? Sure. Obviously, that's how you have to think. But no, I've turned the page. I'm ready. And everybody's like, "Well, you want to take?" I get all these texts. Take some downtime and rest and relax and stress free. I'm like, what the hell for? Like, what do I'm relaxed. I've got no. I'm not all stressed out. I wasn't stressed out a week ago. Obviously, you're disappointed that the team wasn't playing as well as you expect our group to play. But no, I'm energized. I'm jacked. I'm ready to go. And if an opportunity presents itself, I'm there and I'm ready. And listen, I don't want anyone to get fired. We all don't. All of us coaches. Obviously, there's a fraternity. But it happens. And if it happens, do I want a job in the National Hockey League? 100%. Do I want someone to get fired? No. But if it happens, I would be happy to entertain an opportunity to coach somewhere in the show.
He is jacked.
He is, man. I like your attitude. No, absolutely. That's the attitude you have to. So how did it all go down? I mean, did you know the phone call you get that's probably at a weird time of the day, and you're like, okay, what's this all about? So how'd it go down?
Yeah, so we left the rink and it's been documented. I'll tell you, we had lost to Detroit. We get back. And I'll tell you the whole scenario because I haven't really told anybody this part. But we were like, what do we do tomorrow? We've got to try to do something different. So as you guys know, as hockey people, we brought them in, said, everybody come to the rink. They probably expected us to get on the ice and bag skate and whatever. I said, we're going to do an active stretch with our strength and fitness guy. We set up the ping pong table. We're going to pick teams. We're going to do a ping pong tournament. We've got a nice lunch prepared. The coaches, we watched every single shift of the hockey game. And a lot of times we just go off into our little pockets, and one guy watches PP, PK, O zone, D zone. I said, I want to watch the whole game, figure out what's going on here. So we went through the process, and it was like in the video guy, Jonas Plum was clipping as we were going, and we were playing slow. So we put all these clips together. I had like 35, 40 clips, and I weeded them down after practice of us playing fast. So we leave. I left the rink. I said to the guys are all still there. I go, guys, let's get out of here. We've been here all day. Let's not all day. It was like 2 o'clock. I said, I'm going home, grabbing a nap. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Jack. Let's get it going bright and early tomorrow morning. Get here, take my jeans off, and in the bedroom, and I get a call from Billy. And Billy Guerin, and I picked the phone up, and he's like, Dino, can you meet at my office in about 20 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, for sure, Billy. Call my wife immediately, and I go, one of two things is happening. Either I'm getting fired, or he's going to ask me to fire one or more of my assistant coaches. It's just the feeling that you get. I walked over there, walked into his office. He's sitting there. Nobody's in the office except for him. And I looked at him, and I said, you're firing me? And he said, yep. Or he didn't say yep. He just nodded his head, stood up, came around the desk. We had a hug. I'll be honest with you, we both cried. Very emotional. Then we sat down. I thanked him. We talked about the team, what it needs, the future of the franchise, my future, his family. We just shot the shit for about, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, and then I thanked him again, and I walked out.
I'm trying to remember if Billy, did he fire Bruce, or were you the first coach he's ever had to fire as a general manager?
No, he fired Bruce, but he did it a little bit different. We were all in the room one day. He came in. His office was beside at our practice facility beside Bruce's, and we didn't even know. He just came in and asked to speak to Bruce that we didn't see. Anyway, he came in, and then he came around the corner, and he said, Dean, you got a minute? He took me in his office. Bruce had already left. And that's when he told me that he had let Bruce go and that he was putting me as an interim head coach.
So Cam just asked, like, did you not know? I'm curious if you ever have that feeling. I mean, you're doing that press conference and you're listen, I don't want to say calling out. You're speaking the truth about Matt Boldy, man. He wasn't scoring. You're saying he's making a lot of money. These guys get paid to score. I've heard Chiefs say that, several times when guys aren't scoring, man. Hey, the guys who get paid to score need to score. Are you at that point knowing that, hey, this is kind of coming to an end? This could be like, heading the other way. Does that even creep into your mind whatsoever? I mean, you don't have any heads up that maybe they could be looking to go in a different direction?
It's a great question, and one that I've pondered here. You start thinking, right? You start thinking different things. And we had tried everything, or I had tried as a head coach. Not tried everything. We were obviously still in the process of doing that. But as you guys know, like when this stuff happens, you stroke them, you pat them on the back, and stay with it, guys. We're getting the scoring chances. We're not scoring. Matt Boldy had one goal. He's 22 years old. He's making $7 million. I don't care how old you are. You're getting paid to score. So I brought him in, and I'd yelled at him. I brought in individuals, harsh meetings, brought in the captains. Our starts aren't good. It's on you guys, not necessarily just the coaching staff. Billy had a private meeting with the entire team, screamed at them, called guys out for their contracts, for different things, this and that. So we were both trying to do all of it. So that press conference, I was frustrated, and I don't usually do that. I probably shouldn't have did that. I don't do that normally in public. But when you get frazzled, it wasn't like I thought this is our last straw, we're going to get fired. It was just more of a spur of the moment frustration. They're asking, well, how do you get Boldy going? I'm fine. Well, Boldy has to get Boldy going at some point here. And obviously he scores, the next game, and I'm
Against St.
happy.
Louis,
It
yeah.
happened,
Yeah,
of course.
against St. Louis, and he played great. He was getting the chances in, and as you guys know, and you know, as ex players and people that are around it, it's fragile. The mind's fragile, right? I mean, they just got into this rut, and they just couldn't come out of it, and individually and as a group. But like I said, I thought we were honestly on the right page. That ping pong tournament, it was like they were like screaming and yelling, and as you guys know, it was they forgot about hockey for a little bit, and it was just an opportunity. So, having said all that, if I get the situation again, and I know why coaches get recycled. And it used to drive me crazy as a young guy when I'm coaching in the minors for, not young, but a guy coaching in the minors for 7 years in Milwaukee. Why do they keep recycling these coaches? Why don't they give a guy an opportunity that hasn't done it? Well, the reason is that you learn from your situation. You get the NHL, you get what's going on. So my thought is that if I get to that situation again, why would I, try all these different things? Just stay the course, right? Just stay the course. Just do what you do. Just stay the course. Be positive and just keep them moving forward. Keep them moving forward. Give them positive reinforcement. Maybe that's the way to go. I'm not 100% secure on it yet, because if that does happen, and I did do that, and then afterwards he goes, well, how come he didn't change the lines? Why did he keep playing the same guys together? Why didn't he call out the guys for not scoring? How come he wasn't harder on his leadership group? So, but I'm in between. But that's what you do. You decompress. You go through the process. I met with Bob Woods, who got let go with me a few days ago. We're talking all the time, and we went over all our systems. We went over all the situations, and I know for a fact when I get that next opportunity, I'll be a better coach.
So define playing slow, because you have a system implemented where it's probably a quick system. You go. Like, so what were they doing? Like playing slow. Like when you break down the video, like what are they doing wrong on that?
Thinking, just thinking, right?
Not reacting.
Not reacting. They just go. Like they're getting a puck, and it's like it's like they're stalled out. It's like it's like they're frozen. Instead, just go. And the next day, we were gonna have morning skate and everybody on the ice, and we were gonna do breakouts. Get it in, get it going. Get up into the play. All right, get into our D zone structure. Throw a puck in, collect it, and flip and go. Like that offside D. Get going. Like just force the puck carrier to move it. And when you say playing fast, it's not necessarily, it isn't just skating. It's moving the puck. You can't skate as fast as that bloody puck sliding on the ice. So just zip it. Let's just get it going. We were turning pucks back, going south instead of going north, and just get going fast. And they've done that, honestly, the last 3 hockey games. And I listen to all John Hines's, not all of them. I listened to him the first couple of days. I don't go in and now listen to all his press conferences, but all he talked about was we're gonna get going. We're just gonna play fast, and we're just gonna get up the ice. And they did that. And they've obviously won 3 in a row. They've played extremely well. We'll see if they can keep it going. I hope for the players, a lot of the players' sake, that they do. I've said this before. Am I cheering for the Minnesota Wild? Hell no. I'm not, but I'm not wishing them not success either.
Did you leave John Hines a note on your desk? Best of luck,
Yeah.
John.
or
nothing.
It was slightly different than that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I've covered so many coaching changes, man. And I've seen Davis Payne come in and almost make the playoffs and get a contract extension. No one even knew who he was. Andy Murray, almost make the playoffs. The team was terrible. Ken Hitchcock won the Jack Adams when he took over. The team was out of the playoffs. Chief won the Stanley Cup when he took over. Yeah. So what is it when coaches get fired, a new guy comes in, and the team all of a sudden starts playing better? They can't always sustain it, but what is it where you get that instant, maybe that shock factor,
I think as an ex-player, you go, okay, well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't on the freaking coach. Maybe it was on me. Maybe it was on us, right? Like maybe, and players believe that, right? And then they're like, okay, we gotta get going here. And Listen, we talk about it all the time. Spark. Were we trying to spark the group with different situations? Yeah. The spark that the manager has, that Billy Guerin has, is to fire the coach, and that was his way of sparking the team. It's worked so far, and again, we'll see, how and if it continues from there. But I think the players take a lot of accountability when the coach gets fired for what happened, regardless if they have respect for him or not. And people have asked, well, did you lose the room? And I don't believe that I, as a head coach, or we as a coaching staff, lost the room. I just think that we were in, just that mind effed up situation individually. Not everybody was playing poorly, but we were just not in sync how the Minnesota Wild have played since we took over and I took over as head coach.
Speaking of knowing the room and evaluating the room, like, could you walk into a locker room, maybe a weekend, and understand what's going on in there? Like, really understand if the guys are clicking, the guys are meshing, or they're just different little clicks going out, this, that, and the other. Like, can you evaluate that pretty quick as a head coach, knowing the room?
I think you can. I think I just think that's experience. I think that's and then not only as a coach, you have to remember when you played too, right? And you're sitting in the locker room and you're seeing, we had situations back in the '80s when I was with the Whalers and whatever, where you have like 4 or 5 Swedes, say, or a couple, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, we've got to get this back into a team thing, right? And pull people back and like you said, the clicks and what have you. So I do believe that you get a feel for that pretty quickly. Like when John Hines goes behind the bench, he gets a feel real quick of who the guys are that not only is going to go to physically to try to win hockey games, but he's going to go to mentally and emotionally to get his team fired up.
You and Billy G have a good relationship. Like, you guys talk like every day when you're coaching, like a normal player or a coach GM relationship.
Every single day, yeah. And with Billy, I give Billy a lot of credit. Like he communicated very well. He's very passionate. He's very emotional too. We had a couple of real heated discussions, him and I, which is healthy because we worked through it and went forward. But we did talk every single day. But it wasn't like, okay, we're going to meet at 8:00 every morning. It was more, you know what? We sat down on the plane. He asked me to come sit with him, or we went for dinner on the road, or we just literally he come into the office and sat with the coaches. So, but yeah, every single day we communicated.
What about after games? What's it like? You lose a heartbreaker, and then the GM comes into the office after the game, and he's telling you things that maybe like you already know, and you just don't want to hear at that moment. Is that difficult? Like, he's coming in, right?
Well, that was one of the moments.
You got to have a cooling down period, Dean.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I remember the game very well. Cam Talbot stood on his head. We won 2-0, and we didn't play particularly well, and he was not happy. And it was, everything was negative, and I'm like, hey, listen, we just won the game. Let us just relax. We'll get after it tomorrow. We'll make sure. Yeah, we don't believe that we played well either, but let's just take it easy. And then so he wouldn't come in a couple of times after that, after games and stuff. But a lot of times he did, and very supportive of our coaching staff.
Yeah, I've known him for a long time, man. And I could see him because I covered him as a player too, and honestly, one of my favorite players that I ever covered because he had personality. He would give you a little bit of juice here and there. He'd help you out with some things, man. I always liked him, but I could see him, man. He's not going to hold back. He has honest opinions, and he's going to let people know what he thinks, right? Players and coaches, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I guess just from my end of it, the best thing is just to be honest, and you'd rather have it that way. You'd rather any way to communicate, if it's positive or negative, just communicate that. And I tried to do that as a coach. I tried to do it as a player, but as a coach, it's like sometimes the players aren't going to be happy with what you're telling them or asking them, and but they'd rather, or tell them that they're sitting out. They'd rather have it face to face and straight up and honest than putting it on the board or going behind their back. So I think the relationship with the coach and GM has to be that way as well.
Does he tell you Bob Woods is getting fired at the same? Like, how do you find that out? And were you surprised by that? And are you guys close, like you and Bob? Like, was that hard for you to accept as well?
Yeah, Bob and I. Bob came up with Bruce a year after Bruce so I was in Washington as assistant coach, and Bruce took over for Glenn Hanlon, and then I stayed on it as an assistant. Bob Woods stayed down in Hershey and coached there as the head coach. Then he came up, so we worked together probably 5 years in Washington. So I knew him very well. And then when I got here as an assistant coach, Bob was already in place with Bruce Boudreau. So yeah, Bob and I are very close. Bob is a tremendous hockey guy. He's won the championship down in him and Bruce won in the East Coast League, and then they both won in Hershey as assistant, and then Bob Woods won as a head coach in Hershey in the American Hockey League. So he's got tremendous experience. He went to Saskatoon, was coach and GM. So he's got wonderful experience. He's a great coach, gets it. And yeah, Billy told me that he was letting Bob go as well after me. We talked about the other assistant coaches and is everybody else safe and all that kind of stuff, which they are. He didn't mention that they were bringing up Dwyer from the minors, but he did tell me that he was hiring John Heinz, which I completely understood. It's his guy, it's his friend, it's his guy that he worked with in the Pittsburgh organization. But yeah, if I get another opportunity, would I like to have Bob Woods come along? Sure, 100%. He's a great hockey guy, but it would be nice to have somebody that gets who I am and what I am and what I'm doing as well. As you've seen in a lot of different situations, head coach always wants to bring at least one guy that gets it and understands what you're trying to do as a coaching staff.
How's that Kaprizov? I know he could go in the zone and 10-2 it for about 2.5 minutes and keep the puck. Like, is he a hard worker? Is he a good kid? Like, tell us about him. People don't know too much about the kid.
You hit both on the head. He works his ass off in practice and training. It's and he is a great teammate. We went through a stretch. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, but he came into his agent asked Billy if he could come talk to me, and so Billy said he's going to come talk to you today. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I'm getting ready. I've got, your star player. Is he playing enough? I got his stats as far as the amount of minutes that he's playing, how much he's playing on the PP, and I'm prepared. And he comes in and he goes, Coach, I just, what can I do literally to help the team get out of this? That's all he wanted to know. He didn't care how much he's played. He didn't care who he played with. He just wanted to play. He wanted to help the team win. He is a great, great teammate. The players, the team loves him. He speaks perfect English. He just chooses to not do interviews and what have you because of it. But yeah, but honestly, he's coming off a really serious injury last year. And it's taken him a while. And I'm not giving any secrets. He's not 100% yet. You're not. I mean, he didn't have time to train properly. He didn't have time to get into hockey shape, skating properly. But we were seeing signs of him coming out of it prior to obviously me getting let go. But he's on the right track. And to answer your question, flat out, he's a great teammate and a hard worker.
Yeah, he's a great player, man, and a good answer too, man. You were with
right.
Ovi his rookie season, right, in Washington. Like any similarities to their personality or how they adjusted to North America and the NHL game? Like what was your relationship like with with Ovechkin in Washington his rookie season. Now he's scoring 50 goals, whatever he scored his rookie year. Like he was unreal. I think he had 52 goals, something like that.
It's a fantastic comparison, not just because they're both Russian, because of where they go on the ice to score their goals. Like everybody remembers Ovi, obviously shooting on the power play and his great shot off of that flank with his one time. But majority of his goals are going to the net, and he is as physical as any player that plays. Kirill Kaprizov is the same. He wants to get in there. He wants to be physical. He wants to hit. He wants to go to the net. He wants to push people back. He wants to stand. You see him standing in front of the net as much as you see anybody, except for probably Eriksson Ek on our hockey club, to score goals. So there is a tremendous a lot of comparisons. Their body types are very similar. Ovi's bigger, but their base, their legs, their butt, they're just like massive. Their training and Ovi's work ethic is the same as Kirill's, way up here.
Wow.
So instead of just going up to you and saying, "Hey," as Kaprizov would do, Kaprizov, sorry, he's got to go through his agent to get a hold of you just to have a meeting like that?
Well, he talked to his agent. His agent's like, well, he didn't know if he should come in and see the coach or whatever. And then Billy just said, you tell Kirill to go see the coach. Like, go tell him to just go speak to him. So that's how it went down. I don't necessarily think it was, can I go speak to the coach through the agent?
Yeah, I get you on that.
Hey, what changes? Because I've talked to some of your players, man. They got a lot of respect for you.
Yeah,
I mean, they really like you, man. And some of them had you as an assistant coach and then as a head coach, So, like, as much as it is probably for the players, it's like, okay, this is my boy. He's my buddy. He's an assistant coach. Now he's the head coach, But they said you didn't change too much. I'm sure it has to change. You're becoming the head coach versus the assistant. But what was that like going through that? Relationship-wise with your players, was that different as the head guy versus being the assistant?
Yeah, I didn't try to change. I didn't try to do something different. I continued to do exactly that I was doing as an assistant coach, and that's literally just communicating as honestly and upfront as I can with them. Open door, meeting with them, and same thing. Not having them come to the office, because a lot of players, it's like, hey, they don't want to sit in the office and one-on-one. Sometimes you got to do that, but it's more, you get in the breakfast room or you're even in the training room, and you're just standing by the bike when they're riding, and you're just chatting, and sometimes it's good just to chat about other things as opposed to just hockey, like what's going on with your family and what have you. And they're human beings, right? They want to be feel the love, feel responsible, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't try to change too much, and I believe that while I respect every one of those guys in the room, I believe that they respected me. I hope I can cross paths with them individually. It's fantastic to get texts after you get let go. Every single player texts Bob and I, thanking us and wish we could have been better and done this and whatever. And that's nice. I mean, it's one thing. Yeah, we have a job. We're trying to win hockey games, and it's important, sure. But it's important to be a human being as well, and I'm happy the way that I conducted myself as a head coach here.
What about big Marcus Foligno? We love his brother. We love his daddy. Like the way he plays, man. He's a good dude, eh? A fun guy to coach.
I didn't like his daddy playing against him in Buffalo. I'll tell you
that
right
goofy
now.
helmet.
That guy, I don't give a shit about his helmet. That guy, he hurt, man.
Yeah.
He was as tough and gritty and determined and a prick on the ice as anybody. But and then a couple Father's trips, I've had the opportunity to sit with him and shoot the shit with him and talk about the old days and Hartford and Buffalo rivalry and all that good stuff. But Marcus Foligno is an incredible human being. Incredible. That's why he's an assistant captain. Clearly could have been the captain there too. He's tough as nails. And he's a good player, man. Like, he's big, strong, shoots the puck well. When he gets in trouble, he gets too cute. He thinks that he's Kirill Kaprizov instead of remembering that he's Marcus Foligno. And you had to remind him every now and then of that. but he would go through the wall for you, for his team. He's a great player.
Yeah.
We like him a lot.
What happened with you and Rick Bowness that one time? Remember, he's like pointing at you on the bench. I'm reading his lips. He's like talking about your. Now I'm not a very tall. I'm like 5'11".
Oh, he was chirping your height. Oh, damn.
Yeah. I think
he's giving me this one. Like, and I'm like, well, no shit, I'm short. What do you? I get it. I'm not big.
But you sent Reaver out, right? I guess it was towards the end of the game. What was going on? Set the scene for us, for those who don't know.
Well, they had Ehlers had cross-checked Kirill behind the net. And the game was out of hand. They were beating us by a few goals, and it was late in the season. And Hartman reverse hits Ehlers, and then it started this kind of shit show. And so we're killing a penalty, and I think we're killing a penalty. I can't even, but I put Revo on the ice, and and believe me, I've never tapped a guy on the back. I would never ever do that as a coach, because as a player and a guy that fought, if a coach told me to go fight someone, I'd be like, you go freaking fight that guy. Like, so I never tapped the guy, but you do put players in situations to be a calming effect on the game or to be a physical presence on the game. So Revo went out there, and him and Lowry fought. And it was a great fight. Both did really well. And afterwards, I looked over, and he was just screaming at me, and and he was giving me the, you little shit,
fuck
and
or something.
Yeah. So
I say it to him all the
time. Yeah, which I believe me, I've been called short my entire life. Forget about my career. So it really doesn't hurt me if somebody calls me, small. I am small, and that's what drove me to play in the National Hockey League. But so anyway, it was documented. I've seen the video and stuff, and I'm not going to yell at another coach through two panes of glass. And like, were we going to fight? Like, so I just went like this. If you want, just come over. And
he did the old come on over.
Yeah, I didn't yell. I just said, okay, come on over. And then, so funny thing is, and Bones will tell you this too, we had coach GM meetings in Chicago prior to the season, and I hadn't seen him since that incident. And we had a break, and everyone's getting a water or coffee or whatever. And I snuck up beside him, and I'm like, Bones, I said, what the hell was that? And he just starts laughing. I said, you're not going to yell at me again this year. And he goes, the reason I was mad is that I never had a Ryan Reeves on my team to put out there. So he's like, so we had a good giggle, and I got a great deal of respect. And to be honest with you, one of the first texts that I got after I got let go was from him.
I like that, man. How was your relationship with Reaver? Because I play with. He took my job in St. Louis, so I kind of hate him a little bit, but he's a good dude, and he's a tough guy. And little loud. He's chirping a lot of superstars now, and he's kind of getting owned a little bit. But how was your relationship with Reaver?
Well, first of all, he took your job because he's not tougher than you, though, right? Cam?
I'm 250 now.
He could get the puck out.
He was better than me. 600 games, man. You can't deny that, dude. He's still grinding it, making some good coin,
Yeah, no, and you know what? He's a real good teammate too. He cares about the group. Obviously he's tough. The problem he's having now is that nobody wants to fight him, right?
Yeah.
He's just why? Like, what would be, so that's the tough part for him. But I have a great deal of respect for anyone that plays in the NHL, but anybody that fights as much as that and has the courage to stand in front of 20,000 people, as you and I know, Cam, it's you have an opportunity to get knocked out and embarrassed and what have you, and if you still do it, takes a lot of courage, and it's still part of the game. Not as much as it used to be, obviously, when you played, and certainly when I played. But he's still doing it. And like you said, I got a great deal of respect for him.
Yeah, different era. He's not as tough as Cam. A little bit of a
I'm
different
better
era.
looking.
But you know what? I give him credit too, man. He's been able to
love him.
extend his career, and he's still doing his thing, making money. Hey, man, people forget two things. or maybe they don't know about you. You played over 800 games in the
Damn.
league or something like that, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
or no, whatever you played,
No,
man. You
it's
played
serious.
800 games
Yeah.
in the NHL, right?
Yeah.
And you've been
Yeah.
coaching for a long time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how did coaching junior prepare you for, what you're doing now, coaching in the NHL and doing your thing? And we've had guys like Ryan Getzlaff on the show and Andrew Ladd we've had on the show, man. You coach some great players at the junior level. Like, how did that experience prepare you for everything you've done after that?
Yep. Well, thank you, and I'm very proud of playing one hockey game in the National Hockey League. I'm proud, and obviously to play just over 800 games, I'm very proud of that. But I always say to people, they always like, what about your NHL career? And I said, well, I got 1,000, and they're always like, you got 1,000 games? And I said, no, but I got 1,000 penalty minutes, and that's the the most proud I am of any stat that I have in the National Hockey League. But to answer your question, to go through, and it's the same as a player. You have to go through the process and the learning process. When I first got my first head coaching job, I was assistant coach with the Calgary Hitmen. I came back from Europe. Dean Clark and Kelly Kissio as the GM gave me an opportunity to be an assistant coach, start my coaching career. Prior to that, you mentioned Andy Murray. Before that, I was player assistant coach with Team Canada with Andy Murray.
Yeah.
For a year.
He made you the captain, right?
Yeah.
He made me captain of the World Championships, and we won. And oh man, it was just absolutely phenomenal. But you go through the process as a coach and all the steps, and you don't just get to the National Hockey League. Same as a player, unless you're this wizard, which there's not a lot out there, but you need to take those steps and those learning experiences as you go. So to coach in junior in the Western Hockey League was fantastic. I got my first head coaching job with the Kamloops Blazers. I wasn't ready, wasn't prepared, was not a good coach. Struggled with a lot of areas, trying to, systematically was fine, all that kind of stuff, but to push buttons and to, do all of those things as far as motivating the group. So you go through it, right? I got let go when I was with Kamloops. I went to Vancouver. I coached for a couple of years there. Got replaced by Don Hay, which I don't consider a firing. I consider that to be, he's just a hell of a junior coach. So replaced by him, and then went to Calgary Hitmen, coached a couple of years or a bunch of years as assistant coach in Washington. 7 years in Milwaukee, then assistant here. So you go through all these processes and you learn from each and every one of them, and you take a little bit and create your philosophy and your style that you want to coach. Obviously, if you can get that opportunity, which I have, and very proud of as well, to coach in the National Hockey League as a head coach.
Who's your mentors? Give me a couple. I mean, you probably mentioned some of these guys that you've coached with. I'm curious who some of those guys would be, and what coaches in the NHL today present the biggest challenge for you? Because I don't think any fans ever look at coaches versus coaching. It's always players versus players and the teams going up against each other. But are there specific coaches that are so on top of it, man, you got to really be on your toes when you go toe-to-toe against them?
Yeah. Well, I've always said the three coaches that I kind of took the most from, and you take a lot from every one of them, or pieces of every one of them. But I had a coach named Bill LaForge that coached me in junior hockey. I played for the Kamloops Junior Oilers back in the day. We were owned by the Edmonton Oilers. We won the Western League. He was as tough a coach as you can imagine. He was crazy stuff that they did back in the late 70s and early 80s. But I wouldn't have played in the National Hockey League without him pushing me to play a tougher, grittier game, as well as play offense. So took a lot from him, took a lot from Andy Murray. Tactically, Andy Murray is as sound and as good. His meetings are as solid as you
Legendary,
get. And probably too over the top, right? Because it was like he's almost too smart for hockey players, right? It's like, we go when I played with the national team, we played the Polish national team, and we went over every single player, every single system, every single everything that they, and we went on. We beat them 14-0, right? And it's like, but we still did it. So tactically, his systems, his practice plans, his meeting, comprising his meetings were bang on. He was motivating, and that's why he has so much success, or had so much success in these short tournaments, because the guys are just dialed in, right?
Yep.
Just dialed in. So took a lot from me. And then the last guy, I guess, is Bob Gainey. Coached me for a couple of years with the Dallas Stars. I played there. And what you took from Bob is just the straight up honesty that if he wasn't happy with you, it's like in your face, honest. And it's like, get your shit together. And he was hard. He was a hard player to play against. He was a hard coach to play for. But if you did those things, you worked your tail off, and you battled and you competed, he would play you, and he had a great deal of respect. So those three guys probably, are the guys that I basically took the most out of. To answer your question about the coaches here, or the coaches in the National Hockey League, I would say the guy that just won the Stanley Cup, Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I love is that when I went to Washington as assistant coach, he had just been let go a couple of years prior to that as the head coach for the Washington Capitals. He's been let go several times, right?
Yeah.
He's been fired.
We've had him on, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's amazing. He's got a great story, you know?
How bad a coach can he be to get fired? He's just won the Stanley Cup. Like it's right. So everything has to fall into place. And as an ex-player, I think we can say this. It's the coaches are great. Like, there's great coaches, but the players play, man.
Yeah.
The players play. They're the ones that score goals. They're the ones that are in the arena. Yeah, you have to give them the structure and the game plan and the systems and all that, and you got to motivate them. But at the end of the day, they go over the boards and they got to get it done. The Vegas Golden Knights never had an injury last year. You throw the cap stuff, like our salary cap situation that was here and still is here. You throw that in, but you throw the Vegas, and now they've got it's fantastic. But they put a team together. They're healthy. And yes, Bruce Cassidy is a fantastic coach, but the players are the ones that win.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Answer, man.
And back to Andy Murray real quick, because he coached me as well. Did you he would make up the sheets at 5 o'clock in the morning and send them under the
your door.
Under the door, until Big Walt would put like a towel there, and so you couldn't get it through, just to fuck with him. But like that kind of like, just like the meticulous things, did you take away from him big time?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I call it I call it like just tight. Just be like our staff. Everything had to be tight, right? Like your video presentation, we had to have slides in between the D zone and the offensive zone, so that it was tight. You knew where you're going with it, and your presentation had to be quick and hard and firm and detailed. And that's what he was. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of video back then, but it was more the sheets. It was more the explanation, the talking about the fourth line from the Polish national team, his tendencies. He's a left shot. He's playing right wing. He comes down through the middle of the ice. He loves to cut through the middle of the ice. We got a track here. And it's like, Andy, that guy's not going to have the puck ever. Like, are you kidding me? Right?
He's got 3 minutes.
Yeah. But he was just very detailed in every aspect. You were prepared every night that you went into battle with him.
Yeah. No, I could say, and you're right, because he had so much success at these international tournaments. Probably no better coach to have in a short tournament in terms of having a team prepared and I mean, just an interesting guy, man. I still have a good relationship with him to this day, man. Andy Murray was maybe not for the long term. I think for some players it can get a little bit much, right?
Right.
But he and he turned this thing around very, very quickly, man, and was out in the public, and the fan base loved him and all that. I'm curious. You mentioned like, hey, we got to play fast, and then John Hines is like, we got to play fast, and you're saying, hey, the weak side D's got to get up ice. I feel like every coach is saying that. What really changes from one team to the next? I mean, are teams truly playing different systems? I mean, do things vary from one team to the next? What separates one team from the next? I feel like everybody speaks the same language.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's just how do you motivate them differently to get them to do what you want them to do on a more consistent basis, right? What how do you tweak them into believing that that's what to do? I agree with you. Everyone forechecks the same. Basically, everyone plays the same D zone. Maybe you play a little more man on man than zone in the D zone. The neutral zone's probably separated probably the most from trap to you see a lot of 1-1-3s now or 2-3s, or a lock system, or it's a left side lock or a right wing lock. So maybe that's the biggest difference in the neutral zone, from team to team, coach to coach. But yeah, every coach is preaching the same thing. Let's get up the ice. Let's play fast. Get your D involved, because you can't score in the National Hockey League without your D involved now. It's just like the goalies are too good. The checking's too good. If you don't have at least four, and probably five in the offensive attack, you're not going to get those opportunities. So you're right. Every coach is preaching the same thing. And it's the group that has to go out there and obviously try to do it on a consistent basis.
What would determine if you play man to man or a zone defensively? Like, do you feel like you have to have more depth on your roster to play man to man, to truly have the players who are capable of doing that as you get past your top two lines or whatever, as you get deeper in your lineup?
Yeah, I believe it's a skill set. We talk about skill all the time with players scoring. There's definitely a skill set in the defensive zone and a checking skill. And it's more your ability to close the gap, your ability to go stick on puck and dislodge things. There's some guys like the Hedmans of the world who are just incredible at all of those things, right? Just long closing gaps, good foot speed, good stick. You can't get the puck right. It's and then he's physical after that as well. So those type of players are tremendous. Obviously, they set themselves apart not only offensively but defensively.
Is he the best defenseman in the league? And if not, who is, in your opinion?
Makar.
Yeah, I was gonna say the kid in Colorado is pretty good.
But he does those things too. Defensively, with that skill set, with with his skating ability and his cut. Players cut back and forth, and like you were saying about Kirill with his 2 and 10. They'll do that defensively too to get. Yeah. You never have the puck, so they don't play in a defensive zone. They don't have to box out. They don't have to play a gritty game in front of the net, because they've already collected that puck and they're on their way out of the zone. So he's a very special player. But there's a lot of it's incredible, the skill set of these players today, from back in the day. When I played, and I was no speed demon, but there was guys that were so slow, but they could still score and still play in the game. You cannot play in the game today without having the ability to get up and down the ice. Oh, yeah.
Shit, how many? Would you have 71 goals, 160 points in juniors? Were you like, shit, I'm gonna fucking dominate the NHL? Like, you must have been on your high horse, right?
Yeah. Well, I knew I wasn't going to dominate in the NHL. I went to the World Junior, and Mario Lemieux got hurt in the World Junior in 82 or 83. I can't even remember. And we went over to Sweden, and that's basically why I made the team. But yeah, I was able to score some goals in junior. We had a tremendous team. But no, I did not know. I didn't even remotely think that I was going to light it up in the National Hockey League. I played a full year in Binghamton, and I scored 20 some goals there. It was okay. I was, okay offensively, but I knew that I had to hone in a lot of other skills in order to not only get to the NHL but to stay there, and that meant penalty killing. It meant my face-offs. I worked on face-offs like hours and hours in the summer, and I tell these kids today, like, you can. The Connor Dewar for our, you have to work on your face-offs in the summer. A lot of guys they don't work on it. They go skate and they train. You got to work on that skill, and then you have to do something and we talk to our players, or I do talk to players, will you do anything it takes to play in the National Hockey League? And I mean anything. And a lot of guys will go, yeah, I'll do anything. And then, well, will you fight a guy that's fucking 6'4"? Will you do that in order to play? And some guys will, and they'll play and they'll stay, and some guys won't. And I made myself do that. I fought Rob Blake, who busted my nose over to this side of my face, but it's something that I had to do in order to not only stay, but get to the NHL, but to continue to stay there.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I think that's a great point, because even a guy like Kevin Hayes right now, who doesn't play with a lot of pace and probably doesn't produce the points that maybe he once did, like, you got to have value. And like last night, it's a 1-1 game, defensive zone faceoff, a minute and a half to go, and he wins a faceoff against Jack Eichel. No one's going to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
no one will even, like, bring it up. But there's something to be said that, and I don't think it was off of an icing, right? There's something to be said. He's the one going off, over the boards to take that faceoff. They don't maybe get into overtime and win the game if they don't win that faceoff,
Yeah, and you got to take great pride in that, and that's what I try to talk to the group. You can play in the National Hockey. Jay Beagle's a good example, who won a cup in Washington, and he just I was there with him, and he just every single day he wanted to work faceoffs, and it kept him in the National Hockey League. He played a little bit with Ovechkin, and it's like, yeah, do something, set yourself apart from somebody else, because everybody wants that job, right? What are you going to do that's different, or what are you going to do that's better or more determined than that guy that wants that same job as you?
Hey, what's it like being the coach in a situation like you were in when you have, like, two alpha players in Parise and Suter, right? And then all of a sudden the general manager's making a decision. You got this cap hit looming over you, but obviously the organization knew what was at stake and what the ramifications would be, and you still went ahead and did it. What changed by making those moves? Like, did other players in the dressing room get a little taller, have a little more voice, have a little more elbow room? Like, because the team obviously had a lot of success, the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's exactly what happened. It was just an opportunity for other players to elevate. And I had a good. I sat Zach Parise out at the end there, and obviously he wasn't very happy. But I had a great deal of respect for both those guys and what they did. But when they moved on, it just allowed other guys to step up, as you said. Jared Spurgeon to step up. Eriksson Ek stepped up.
He's good, man.
Yeah,
You're right, and he's phenomenal. He really is, and he was going back and forth in the minors. Prior to my first year, up and down, and what's he going to be? And he's just what he's going to be. He's going to be everything. He's going to be everything to your hockey club: penalty kill, power play, gritty, determined, leader. Work ethic, all that kind of stuff. So to answer your question, yes, when they left, they were big voices. They're big personalities. It was their room. Obviously, Koivu left around the same time, different reasons. So the three of them were kind of like the big three here for all those years. And now it just allowed another leadership group to step up, which was Foligno, which was Dumbo wore an A, but obviously Spurgeon, and then these other guys like Kirill and Eki, and they were just able to be a bigger voice in the dressing room. It was their team now.
So when you sit out a guy in Zach Parise's position, it's been in the game a long, long time. Do you mark it on the board where you just cross his name out and put it sideways to the guy that is playing like they used to do to me as a fourth liner? Or are you like, okay, we need to have a meeting and talk to him? Like, how do you play that?
Yeah, I just stuck it on the board.
So when they walk in the locker room, they're like, shit.
Yeah,
I got to stay after practice.
I'm going to go bang on his door.
Yeah, where is my name? You missed my name. Yeah, you know what? I've had coaches do that, as you mentioned, Mark. That They would just put it on the board and you'd come in and that's how you knew. But when it goes back to what we were talking about before, is just the honesty and just being straight up. And no, it was in Vegas, and I brought him into the room just one on one, just him and I, and explained it to him, give him an opportunity to motherfuck me, to be honest with you. And we got through it. Obviously, he wasn't happy, but we had made that decision. He ended up playing again. But we just felt as an organization, I felt as a head coach, that was the right thing to do at the time. There was an incident the night before that we weren't happy with. Yeah, I did it straight up, face to face.
Are you okay? Do you want your players to come back at you, like on the bench?
Fine.
Do you leave him alone if a guy fucks up on the ice and turns it over? Are you letting him know when he comes back? Are you waiting till in between periods? You wait until the next day? And are you okay with that conflict on the bench?
I'm okay with conflict. I'm okay with discussion, arguing, motherfucking each other face to face. Yes. A disruption on the bench, no. I don't agree with that. I won't do it. I won't show a player up. I won't go over to the player and start yelling at him on the bench. I know some coaches do, and they get the best out of their players. I have way too much respect for a National Hockey League player, but if somebody, not even National Hockey League player, a human being, to do that, I will bring them into the room and into the office in between periods and tell them exactly, show them exactly, yell at them if I had to, why I was pissed off at. But no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, or I don't think I ever have, or it's ever been documented that I've called a guy out, on the bench ever or in front of it. And I try not to do it in front of the player. You do it in front of their teammates. You do it one on one, and if it continues, right? So if a guy keeps turning the puck over, right? He's turning it over, not getting it deep, and it's so you bring him in, stop turning it over, and then the next time, stop fucking turning it over, right? It gets firmer. Then if it doesn't happen, then it's like, okay, now we're having a meeting, and we're having a video meeting, and it's like, you can't turn this thing over anymore. Had enough of it in front of the players. So there's a process to it, but you try to be fair to every player. Every player doesn't get treated the same, but you treat them all fairly.
Okay, so, and you've been great, man. We
Dude,
appreciate
you're awesome,
it. Like, one
Dino.
more question.
Goddamn.
A guy like Marc-Andre Fleury, man, he's a legendary player, one of the best goaltenders of his generation. But listen, the reality is you're not winning a whole lot of NHL games with an .884 save percentage, right? And both your goaltenders right now under 90%. It's tough to win without great goaltending, consistent goaltending. How fragile is that situation? Goalie, legendary, popular player, one of the nicest guys. How'd you handle that?
It's tough. But I'll tell you this: I saw a coaches clinic one year. I can't remember what year it was, but Sutter was speaking, and they asked him. I think he won the Jack Adams Coach of the Year, and they said to him, "What did it take?" And he goes, "You show me the best coach in the league, I'll show you the best goalie in the league. He'll play for that guy." And so, yes, you need good goaltending, 100%. Did we get it at the start of the year? Probably not. So to Flower, he is, and I know I probably sound silly because I just said this about Marcus Foligno and what a tremendous human being he is.
Yeah.
But Marc-Andre Fleury is Hall of Fame. Like, boom, you're a Hall of Fame, right? Like, here's your ticket. You're there. He doesn't care about himself. He only cares about the team. He gets it. He wants that net. Believe me, he wants it bad. But he understands the dimensions of the team as well as any goalie or any player that I've ever coached. And when we first got him, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to handle this guy? Like, and you know how you handle him? You just handle him straight up. It's just the same as you handle everybody else. And he was such a tremendous teammate. Is this probably his last year? Sure, of course, right? He's like, I don't even know, is he 40 years old or 39 or something like that? Like, so maybe he's going to play. He's still extremely athletic. He's still in tremendous shape, but that's a tough position for a long time. But he is salt of the earth, team first guy, 100%.
Hey,
Awesome,
who you gonna punch, man? Now that you have all this,
Yeah.
Don't be punching your dog. Rick
No,
Talkin
go
came
take
on with
boxing
us, and
lessons.
he would have dreams about getting in fights. And didn't he say he accidentally punched his wife one time or something?
We want to start that rumor
when he was sleeping or something. You
Yeah,
know,
when he
like
was sleeping,
he was
that's
having
right.
a dream or whatever. So how you gonna? You got to use
How you
this
gonna let it
energy. You got to, and where'd that come from, by the way?
Well, I'll tell
love
you this. So start of the year, and it's Darby Hendrickson who I punched all the time. So
Darby.
because if you know Darby, if you see him, he's a Greek god. Like he is he's ripped. Like he's freaking massive. He's just a unbelievable shape and just stone. And so it hurt me more than it hurt him. But at the start of the season, we got called out by the league for MF and the referees all the time. So I'm like, guys, I'm going to tone it down this year. I got to be careful. Refs are human beings. They make mistakes too. And I shouldn't be yelling at them. No different than I just talked about the players. Like, why show up a referee? So I was very stoic in that approach. But I didn't stop being excited when we win and stuff. But I said to Darby, or in the coach's room after I'm like, guys, maybe I'm just going to, we'll give low fives or something when we win hockey games. And he looked at me and he's just like, don't you dare stop punching me. He said, like, and I didn't do it. And like people are like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. Like he's just doing it when the camera's on him and this that. It's just I just have the passion. I have the excitement, the energy, and just the joy of when we score goals or when we win hockey games. Why shouldn't we? Right, as head coaches, why should we not show our emotions? I don't think that's right at all. I loved our embraces. I loved our exchanges. We wanted our team here to be passionate and together and go into the battles. We want our coaching team to do the exact same thing, and we did that. The after games was exciting. Get back into the room. We were jacked. After wins, why wouldn't you be, right?
I punch Andy all the time.
Hey,
you punch him, you kill him.
You're right.
Hey, you're gonna get another job, man, soon. And
You are, dude.
You had a great run there, and
You're awesome.
all the best to you, man. So
You're the man.
We wanted to
dude.
get you on now while we can because
yeah.
you won't be out of work for long, man. So
Hell yeah.
all the best. Have a great holiday too.
Good
with your
luck to you,
family.
man. We'll be
Thank
keeping
you, guys.
tabs.
Keep doing a great job, man. It's awesome.
Awesome,
Appreciate
Dino. See you, buddy. Be cool,
Okay,
man.
boys.
Right on.
Cheers.
The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive, located where?
Troy.
Troy, Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street, right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Dean Evason.
I like him a lot,
What
man.
a tough guy, man.
Yeah.
Like when he looked at Rick Bowness and it was like,
Yeah. And we feel
Bowness was tough, I think, back in the day.
yeah. I bagged his son up bad in
Yeah, I
juniors,
remember.
dude.
I heard all about that one.
Well, I heard about your stuff
No,
too.
I'm
That
just-
make no sense at all. But at least that was in juniors in front of a bunch of people, But like he went through a tough time, man. His mom or his wife died.
No, Rick Bowness did.
Rick Bowness' wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky boy. So I'll give him a shout out too, man. It's all good, but yeah, no, Dino, awesome guy. Seems like he. Listen, you're behind the eight ball with Minnesota one way or the other, man. You got $15 million just off. Like you can't imagine using $15 million to get 3 or 4 players. Like, good God, your team's
Minnesota?
that much better.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the guys who weren't scoring before now all of a sudden are scoring.
Yeah. I saw a couple of nice goals the other day.
Matt Boldy.
Boldy scored a nice goal.
But
the other day.
no one should be surprised.
He
He
got
got
rocked.
paid, and this is what he does. He should be scoring.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I
dude.
mean?
Of course. So everybody always, like coaches get blamed first. You can't fire the players, so you fire the coach. That's the revolving door in the hockey world as far as a coach is concerned.
What if you had a coach next to you who punched you every time that you guys won the game?
It was my assistant
Yeah.
coach?
Yeah.
Or if I'm the assistant?
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Don't hurt your hand.
Can I start doing that to
Yeah.
you? At the end of every
break
show.
your hand.
No,
on
like punch you like.
Sure.
Because remember what I said to you. It's not about how strong the punch is. Like if I just hit you in the right place on the jaw,
you couldn't knock me
it'll
out
knock
if you wanted
out.
to.
No, it would.
No, you couldn't.
No, Cam, I would knock you out.
Do it then.
Because it's not.
I'll let you.
If I hit you right in the button.
I'll let you punch me.
Because I think this is the button right here.
I'll let you punch me.
In the
You
face.
want to bet?
Dude.
How much money
I
you want
would
to bet?
shatter your jaw.
How much money you want to bet that you won't be able to knock me out? Seriously.
What are you going to do after you?
Nothing. But you're going to give me money. If we bet money.
We don't have to bet money on
Well,
this.
you're punching me in the face. I'm not getting
You
nothing
told
out
me
of it.
to. I'm just showing
I'm getting
you
nothing out of
that
it.
I could knock you out.
No, you couldn't.
Cam, one punch
No, you
because
couldn't.
there's a button
Make a fist.
in your body.
Hit my hand.
Okay.
You want to do this? Now we're on camera. You want to do it? Because I had the video last.
No,
Go ahead.
we did
Punch
this-
my hand.
we did this
Punch my
before.
hand.
Well, I can't really reach you. From
No, go
there.
ahead.
I can't really reach
Punch
you.
it.
Well, like
Punch it.
see, that's not long enough reach.
I thought.
If you were like right here,
When we stand there
I could
in front of the camera.
I could punch you
What?
in the
Punch my hand.
like what do you want me to do?
Punch it like you're gonna knock me out. See, this is my head.
see,
Go.
see,
You're gonna knock. That's gonna knock me out.
No,
Are you-
but like
Are you up? I just hurt your hand, didn't I?
no, but like if I really punched you hard, like as hard as I could, if I
I'd
really,
eat that.
Like if I really came in,
I'd eat that like
You know,
blah blah.
if I really came in
I'd be
hard,
like, what?
no, and I got you in that spot,
No
I
way.
could knock you out. You saw what happened to Sonny Liston.
Muhammad Ali.
Was not the hardest punch.
You think I got fucking gangsters owning my fucking life? Goddamn right.
Kelly Parker hardly even
Andy,
knocked him out.
your hands are too small.
Don't
You
you ever
ain't gonna knock
see
me out.
these videos on X where guys fight in the street? One punch knockout?
Of course, dude.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So
You can't knock me out if you
No.
wanted to. Oh, good. You shouldn't be able to. You're not a fighter, dude.
I'm not a fighter.
You're not a fighter.
You know what I
You're
am?
not a.
I'm a lover.
Yeah, I believe that. You love your kids. You love your wife. And he's a good daddy. And he's a good husband. No, you are.
Thank you.
100% you are.
Yeah.
No, I know some guys that aren't.
Really?
You are a good husband. 100%. 100%.
So are you.
I know I am.
You are actually a really good husband.
I know. I get made fun of because I do so much stuff with Kate instead of like.
I mean,
think
you,
I'll-
you
there's
don't-
some of my
you
buddies-
give her scrolls for Christmas. and
There's some of my
that
buddies that are
stuff,
kind of
you
in
know.
a weird spot with their girl and they go out a lot. And they chirp me for not going out with them. I'm like, dude, I can't, dude.
Yeah, but where do they go out a lot?
They're just away. They want to get away. And I don't like getting away. Like, I don't need to be away from my house. Like, there's nobody bothers me there. Like, it's my everything. Like, I don't have kids running around, so I don't need to leave. So it's like, I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will here and there, but not all the time just to get away. Like, I don't need to get out of my house to have fun. But sometimes I will.
I'm thinking this.
I
is,
like the way
this
I'm
is
at,
the
where I'm
year
at.
that you and Kate.
Have a kid? Dude, I've been blowing loads on her like you can't
Well,
believe,
that's
dude.
alleged.
There's no. What do you mean alleged?
Well,
Were you watching?
You guys should go to the doctor.
I don't want to spend 50 grand on a kid, man. Like, I
No,
don't
find
want
out what's going on. Then they die, and then adoption is a great option.
I think we've. I'm not going to adopt. I need my blood. But I would if we had a lot more money. If I had a ton of money, I would adopt a bunch of kids.
Would you?
Yeah,
Like Jacob Slavin did.
I would.
Takes a special.
I would.
Special,
I would adopt.
hey,
I would adopt a poor kid that had no chance in anything. I would adopt it if I had a ton of money, but I don't. I have enough money
Takes
to where
a-
Kate and I are fine.
If you
but
see somebody and they adopt kids, don't you know that they're like
good people,
Good people.
fuck yeah. Well, not all the time. You could adopt a kid and be a goddamn pedophile.
Well,
Hey, don't
okay,
get me wrong,
all right.
Andy. Andy's so aloof. Like anybody, like there's certain people that are fucked up. But if you have money and you adopt kids, and you didn't have to, and you
Mhm.
have kids already, you're probably a pretty goddamn good person. You just want to get these kids out of hell.
Yeah.
We adopt dogs and kitty cats. I don't have enough money to adopt a kid to where I want to be. And Andy wants me to have kids, but in reality, like that would fuck our fucking show up so bad, dude. Like I would be gone so much. Like, what are you gonna do? We're gonna do fucking.
You wouldn't know how to handle it.
I've handled everything in life. Handled more shit than you can imagine.
Can't handle my left.
I would eat your fucking lip. Your hair's pulling out of your hat. It's pretty funny.
Is it really?
Yeah.
This is my new. Oh my god!
It's hanging
This
out.
is my
It's
new
so
local
funny.
legend hat. You like it?
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan sent it to me.
I need some more hats, man.
Yeah, we'll get you one. Give a local legend A shout out, man. Get a hat. Check out.
Yeah, but I
Local
don't think you
Legend.
want me to have kids, man. Like, it'll fuck up our fucking system here, big time.
Okay, well then don't have kids.
And then I'm gonna be calling you, telling about my kid, like you do with yours. Like I never call Andy and be like, "Here's my problem," or "Here's what happened." Anytime I call, Andy calls me. It's like it's about him, and I just listen like
That's
a
not
therapist. 100%. What do I tell you
Every
about?
time.
What do I talk to you about? When do I ever complain or tell stories to you when we
Often.
talk? When?
Often.
About what?
Well, you will
About what?
pretty often. I can't.
Kate
I don't
and I-
want to tell the people.
Never, dude.
Sometimes you
It's
will
always-
like.
No, it's always about
Yeah.
you. No, it's always about you, and I like that because I like listening about because I love your kids, man. I love your family, but I never call you.
Today's
Back,
Ivy,
here's my
today's
deal.
Ivy's birthday.
I know that was so cute.
Can you
dude.
give
She's
her a
such
shout
cutie.
out?
Little Ivy, I love you, girly girl. I do. You're a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart of a girl. God dang.
Very old soul.
I know. She's just always happy. Like I just love it.
Very
She's a
sweet.
sweetheart, dude.
Yes.
Little cutie. God damn.
God damn right. God damn right.
You
Cam.
ever protect her? God damn it. Somebody comes in your fucking house. I hope you
If
fucking know.
Well, got a
Like
box.
I can't just drive from fucking St. Albans to come protect you.
If I
You
called
need to figure out yourself.
would you come at 3 in the morning?
God, yeah. There's something going on? Are you kidding?
I'm like, Cam, there's a guy with a red jacket and a black beard.
Like
Looking
I'm
at
gonna be
my-
like, you're
out,
probably
out the
fucked.
bathroom window.
You're probably fucked because it's gonna take me 40 minutes to get to your house, but I'll go to your house in the middle of the night if shit went down with your kids. Are you kidding? Goddamn right I would.
And you're coming to the holiday party, right?
Yeah, the skate?
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll go to the skate.
You're coming to the holiday skate, right?
Yeah, man. Is it the same thing you fucking said? Is this another thing? Because I can't. I want to go to my dad's. I'm making
Bring
food
him
for
with
him.
you.
No, he doesn't
He
want
can
to.
watch you skate.
He wants to see me skate.
What are you making on? You are going to skate that day.
Not like he wants to see though.
What are
He
you
wants
gonna,
to see me be
What are you
competitive.
making that day for Christmas Eve?
Pinwheels, a little pastrami,
Mhm.
yoink, cream cheese, yoink, pastrami, yoink, cream cheese, yoink, and then a pickle in the middle. That's a. By
You
the way,
have a,
can I say something real quick?
a wrap around it?
My mom made this.
Hmm.
She died a year ago today, December
Oh
11th.
my
I
God!
know.
You didn't tell me that on
I didn't
Ivy's
wanna-
birthday.
Yeah.
It's Matthew Kachuk's birthday too. Ty told me that this
Yeah.
morning. Yeah.
My mom dad passed away a year ago.
Wow.
She used to make pinwheels like this. She had these like salted these pretzels, the long pretzels, skinny pretzels with bacon wrapped around it and stuff like that. Everything that she made, I'm gonna recreate, Kate and I, and we're gonna take it to my daddy's
Dude,
on
I
Christmas
love that.
Eve after I go to that.
I love that.
Mhm. And then my dad's gonna come to my house because I put on Christmas in my house because it looks so pretty.
Will he come on Christmas Day?
He'll come on Christmas Day and hang out, and then once Kate's family gets there, he'll probably sneak out quick, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
They don't jive very well together.
No, they love each other. But my dad's like a, you know, like you don't want to bother. Like the kids, that's
I
their
gotcha.
time.
I got you.
You know, he's just weird like that.
Sometimes it's not weird. Sometimes you're
He's
just
just-
self-aware.
Yeah,
man.
he's just like, you know, he loves
Not
Kate
a whole lot
so
of people
much.
have a lot of awareness right
He
now.
loves Kate and I so much. Like he just, you know, he loves Kate so much. Kate helps him with a lot of stuff, dude, to keep him organized. You know how hard it is when your wife takes care of a lot of things and she passes away. Like he was
Ah,
unorganized,
dude.
big time, dude.
Yeah.
If Kate was passed away or left me, like I'd have to regroup on a lot of
I
things,
know.
man.
Well, I'm thinking about.
I'd always be okay, but I'd have to regroup. on a lot
You
of
and your
things.
dad and your brother and everybody today, man. That is.
And me and my brother are gonna reconnect for the first time in a long time too.
When's
'cause
the last time you talked to him?
Not in a while.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't like it. There's a couple things that tie into it. Nothing with him.
Mm-hmm.
If you could figure that out together,
Yeah.
I don't need to say it too much, but
Mhm.
I talked to all his old buddies the other night when I was
Oh,
at that
they
party.
were at the party.
Yes, and we all talk about JC the whole time, and they miss him so fucking much. And we're gonna set up this river trip where we go on the Buffalo River, and I got my fucking shit kicking buddies
Yeah.
that know how to survive in the
I
wilderness.
may have to come.
They're
to that.
conservation agents in huge parks in middle of Missouri. They know everything, and so that's who I go down there with. We'll have weapons. We'll have.
Oh my God!
food.
You don't need all that.
You just don't know.
What are you gonna do with the weapon?
Which case some shit goes down. You ever seen the movie
On the
Deliverance?
river?
Yeah, fucking A right.
Yeah, like an accidental shooting is
That's-
gonna happen.
No, man. When you-
Jeez, though.
See,
Listen,
that-
I've been
you're
on
so
the.
aloof, you
Listen,
have no
I've been
idea.
on the river. I can't tell you how many times, and I no one's ever had a gun with me on the river.
Good for you. But we carry, dude. We carry for everything.
We carry.
We start our own fucking fires. We do all shit. We'll bring fucking meat. We'll cook it like old
Maddie's
school.
giving me the wrap up.
All right, sorry, Maddie. What's up, baby? Man, Andy hates when I talk about stories. He loves when he
No,
talks
he's
about
giving me the
stories.
wrap. He is he not?
So that's what we're gonna do.
Look, see,
I got it.
Okay.
So my brother, just to reconnect with him, I think it's going to
No,
happen.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. I didn't know we were still talking about that. I would say absolutely. You
Sorry,
should,
did I bore you on
no,
that?
you
My
should
bad.
reconnect.
Did I bore
with
you
him.
about my mom's passing a year
No,
ago?
you should reconnect with him.
You want to talk about Ivy's birthday?
And I'm thinking about your as I
that.
said, man.
It's all good.
You know, obviously the year anniversary. That's not an easy day for you and the family.
No,
dude.
it's all good.
So
we're all good, man. You know,
stop by the house. I've got some leftovers that I'd like to send.
I don't want that
with you.
So dumb. What is it? What is it? You don't even know.
No, it's like an Italian restaurant. I forgot the Italian. My wife got it on DoorDash.
Wait, why would I want? Dude, that's such a stupid thing to say. So you got DoorDash and you're giving me leftovers? I
Yeah.
thought you made like a big turkey
No,
or something.
She
I'm
got,
like, fuck, maybe
she
I'll
got
have that.
DoorDash last night.
Yeah, I'll take your extra DoorDash. It's fucking 2 days old anyway.
What'd you get for Ivy?
No, I mean, what do you mean, dude?
Oh my God, you didn't get her anything?
No, I didn't.
All right, listen. Firstforum.com, as always, fuels the Cam Strick Podcast, including episode number 268 with Dean Evason.
Yeah, baby.
Subscribe to all our YouTube, all our social media channels. Get that First Forum and get it today. Firstforum.com/Cam Strick. Only use that link. That is the only link you need to use. The only thing you need to know. Everything else, you just take it from there. I got a package yesterday, man. I got a lot of stuff in there, Cam.
So much shit.
I got a lot of stuff. I can't wait to go home and break my fast with a cookie dough bar, and then I'm gonna have some fruits and some greens, and probably eat some other stuff too, man, because I am hungry today.
To eat.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
You need to eat.
I'm ready to eat. Firstforum.com/Cam and Strick. Of course, the Illinois Recovery Center.
Yep. Big
Thinking
time,
of all
baby.
y'all out there this holiday season, man. If you need the help, you reach out. Some have, and we appreciate
Big time have, yeah.
those who have shown the courage to do so, and who have asked, and we get them in touch with people. I actually had somebody reach out to me yesterday, say he shares a very similar life story to me.
Oh, a boring one?
No,
You didn't play hockey either?
and how our parents, religion, and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of the same stuff.
Does he know what's going on with the world right now?
I don't know, man. We didn't get that deep into it.
Just asking.
Oh, we just didn't get that
You
deep
should
into it.
kind of know, homeboy.
I
Just
do
so
know.
your people.
888-743-0971. We'll get into it next time.
Talk to him.
888-743-0971.
You might learn something. What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those are your people and shit. Like just know what's going on in the world, man. You know what I mean?
888-743-0971.
Yeah. And your
So-
phone goes off.
Okay,
all the
Illinois
fucking
Recovery Center.
time.
So check that out and check it out today. SparksHockey.com. Get a Sparks. Don't go see Seth.
God, Seth visited me the other day. That stupid fucking party. I had a good time, but he choked me out like a fucking
Oh my
dick.
God.
Fucking choked me out in front of everybody. Like, Cam!
Oh my God.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Use that promo code CAMSTRICK.
Get
It's going to
control of
save
your
you more
fucking
money
guy.
than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Tesson Roofing and TessonRoofing.com, baby. Who's the shit kicker?
Fucking, oh boy, baby. What's up? Brett Tesson, shit kicking some bitch. Cool as shit. And he's going to protect your house, man.
Yeah.
He's going to save you money.
Protect that house.
And you know what? Like, again, Andy doesn't think I know about weather, but we're going to get rocked by something this winter.
Oh.
So all y'all know.
This guy thinks
and it's not going to be what you think it is. There might be an ice storm here and there, but it's going to go away. But there's going to be weird tornadoes happening.
You think you're that dude who Tucker just left, who just interviewed, who
Alex Jones?
Yeah, you think
Well, Alex
predicting?
Jones is
He's
pretty
predicting.
right on a lot of things,
He's
but he fucked up
he's
on a lot of big things too. So
Yeah.
if I fuck up
hey,
on this, and
Cam,
sue me.
When you fuck up with that type of shit that he messed up with,
Oh, it's god awful.
it's unforgivable.
But if you listen to what he said
No,
on
but
Joe
it's
Rogan,
unforgivable.
it's for a lot of people it is.
Would
I
you-
forgave him.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
You showed forgiveness?
No, I'll never not always question what he says because you have to question what everybody says. You have to do your due diligence and be like, this doesn't make sense. And sometimes you're wrong, even if you do your due diligence, because things change. But he fucked up on a lot of things, but he's also right on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, like,
Okay.
do I take him with a grain of salt?
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. But I don't just denounce people. Like, I listen to everybody, man.
Good way to listen.
And people are like, you guys would interview Putin if you could. You fucking hey, right, I would. What's going on, Putin?
Hey,
what are we doing?
you know-
What's your objective?
You know,
What's the end game?
You know who else I would?
Kim Jong-un?
No, but I've been messaging.
Not in Yahoo?
You know who else I would interview?
Who?
Alex Galchenyuk.
Yeah, so would I. Fucking right. Why wouldn't you? 100%.
Don't give out the questions what we would ask him or the.
Like, are you fucking crazy?
No. Don't. Now he won't come on. See.
Well, get his ass on, dude. 100%. We want to get a couple cats that are coming on. We got
Brett
some good guys coming on.
Tess
so
on
you guys know.
roofing.com.
Yeah.
We always have an open door policy, even with those we don't agree with, man. That's why you have
that's
conversation.
We're going to call you out. Like, what's going on? We're going to ask you questions.
Hey,
That's
let
what
you
we do.
and let you
Let
answer.
you answer it, and then we'll counter it.
Bellman, maybe not.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah. Bellman and Bellman.com. They give you sushi and flavored water when you go in there. Everyone's qualified. Everyone walks away with a car. Located in Troy, Missouri, baby.
Yeah.
Give Danny Boy a shout out.
What's up, Danny boy? How you doing?
Say what's up to Kenny.
Kenny. Goddamn, boy.
And Dale.
Listen, Dale, we need to talk about something.
Happy holidays, Dale.
Happy holidays, Dale. Tell your brother Dale I said hey to you. We love all y'all.
Dale's the
Shout
best, man. All y'all.
All y'all. Shout out. You know.
Dale just sent me a...
And if you ever like college football, watch the Army-Navy game every fucking December like that, man.
Bellman has a
It's
great
such cool
selection
thing.
of all-wheel drive vehicles, Cam. SUVs, trucks, Jeeps, you name it. New and used, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Winter is here. It brings challenges for your driving. We all know that icy conditions.
Fuck yeah.
You better
St.
have the
Louis
right
is weird
car.
with that, dude. Yep.
Constantly receiving shipments of new inventory. They got the Buick, the GMC on one side of the street.
Nice.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on the other side. Find what's coming in at Bellman.com, baby. Go to Bellman. Go to Bellman today.
Hell yeah.
All right, this has been episode 268 with Dean Evason. We got much more coming your way before we even get out of here in 2023. We're going to have our best of the... Oh, yeah. We're going to have our end of the year, the best of.
Yeah.
Let us know your favorite
Yes.
shows.
Yeah.
Who are your favorite guests, and which part of that episode did you love the most? And we'll
Yeah,
include
we'll put a fucking badass.
Yeah,
clip
Brody and
together.
Maddie, they're all
Yep.
putting it together and doing a lot of great work.
Yep,
Man.
doing damn good job. We love all those guys,
All
man.
y'all.
Jason,
Yeah.
to Alex, to
Subscribe,
Maddie, to
follow us
Brody.
on all the social channels.
We love all
and
you
keep
guys.
it real. And thanks for joining us on the Cam Strick Podcast.
See you guys.
Give me that hand again.
Good. God, get that.